I got a question for you. What does this city know about luxury? Huh? What does a town that's been to hell and back know about the finer things in life? Well, I'll tell you. More than most. You see, it's the hottest fires that make the hardest steel. Add hard work and conviction, and the know-how that runs generations deep in every last one of us. That's who we are. That's our story. Now, it's probably not the one you've been reading in papers. The one being written by folks who've never even been here and don't know what we're capable of. Because when it comes to luxury, it's as much about where it's from as who it's for. Now, we're from America, but this isn't New York City, or the Windy City, or Sin City, and we're certainly no one's Emerald City.
This is the Motor City, and this is what we do.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Braylon got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Ray to Love. Hello, I'm just, I hope I pronounced that right, beautiful. Welcome in, glad to have you here. I see Hey Bray with the heart emoji, so you must have seen me around, so that's good news. You saw me in some good, amen for that. I'm by myself here. What's going on, good people? Welcome in.
Family.
Hey, Q, good to see you and hear you, good sir. Yes, indeed.
Hello.
Hey, Gigi, welcome in. And by the way, y'all, we listen. We were trying to get everything together. We were still gonna give y'all a show regardless. But welcome in, glad to have you here. This is Ready to Love Detroit, episode 11, season 3. If you're wondering why I am playing that iconic Super Bowl commercial, is because we are in Detroit, so I felt like there's no other intro to give than that one. Come on now. Most other shows gonna give you intro, but to represent the city, which we've never done that on any edition, so there it is. There, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we gotta go on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. There it is. Hey everybody, we are in the building. So this is episode 3 of season 11. And man, a lot went down with this. I feel like it's gonna be a very good season. Like the notes that I took, I don't even think I took these thorough of notes during the Philadelphia season.
Yeah, I thought about taking notes this time, but I was too busy trying to get the slides and the way things was
You
working.
good?
It just kept freezing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my part and
You
remember
good?
well.
You are good, my friend. You always do, for sure. I did feel like there was more meat on this episode. It seems like it's going to be more meat on this season, quite frankly. What did you guys think of, just the opening of this episode?
Yeah,
like
this
the way-
episode definitely. Oh, go ahead.
My fault. Go ahead, Gigi. You good?
Oh, no, I was just saying this episode definitely gave a lot more. Honestly, we have gotten a lot more within these first 3 episodes than what we got the full season last season.
Yes.
So it already is showing that the potential of what we can see is very, very good. Like I'm already like ready for next week, because today's episode 1. Let's just say I can't remember an episode where they actually got to really important and in-depth like conversations, like the real meat and the soul of people's personality and who you are, and like, hey, this is something that I stand for. Are you willing to stand with me, or how is this going to work out? And a lot of times, religion is a big factor. So for that to come up as much as it did today, and for that to be a real conversation, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And it seemed like these are like grown people. Like they're ready for these potential marriages to be signed, sealed, and delivered. Shout out to Stevie Wonder, since we are in Detroit, the home of Motown as well. It seems like that when this season ends, these relationships and marriages better stay. Like these cast members have not come to play. And I like that there's a seriousness to this season. I like that there's a grownness. I like that there is something definite about this season. It's nice to have security when you're watching TV,
I thoroughly enjoyed the piggyback off what Brett and my sister said. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed the beginning of the role bounce was really dope. I really feel like they actually put a lot of thought into the season so far. The cast members have been amazing. Really been amazing. You see a lot of. I really like when you get into the meat of the conversation, like Gigi was saying, and people talk about their non-negotiables early. You know what I mean? So we ain't even got to go down that route later on, and there's no gray area. And another thing, you know how it is in dating. You talk about the negotiables later versus up front, and shit. We talk about it now. We ain't even got to worry about going down that road. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad that they had those meaningful conversations early. So now we don't have to worry about nobody, like they say, gaslight nobody as well. And I kind of like Donnah. Donna's a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I feel you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
The approach might have been a little rough. You know what I'm saying? That was a hard. I feel like he handled the situation well. I feel like he handled it well. But she came out swinging.
Yes, she did. And by the way, I love on Renice, I think. Hope, welcome into you. Glad to have you here. I saw that you said hi. By the way, y'all, StreamYard now has it where you can do vertical streams and horizontal streams. So for those people on mobile, you got me on vertical, and for those of you who are on your laptop or you're watching on TV, you got me horizontal. But welcome in and glad to have you here. So with that being said, let's show you the skate jam, because I think this is probably one of the most involved openings that I think I've seen. Like, even nephew Tommy rolled in on skates and did the first lap around the rink with the cast. What did y'all think of that? Like, I don't think we've seen nephew Tommy like involved in a episode like this in the season. Now, of course, for those Rated Love fans, or RTL Nation, as I like to call y'all probably are the experts on that. But I thought that was refreshing. You know what I mean? To see Tommy really get into the episode.
So for me personally, growing up in the Midwest, skating is very important. Like, we would go skating every Friday and Saturday at this spot called Gibson. And I'm telling you, like, that was the spot. It didn't matter if you were kids, adults, teenagers, like, everyone was there. And growing up in the small town that I did, everybody knew everybody. So you already knew, like, yo, I'll meet you at Gibson's on Friday. I'll be there, 6, 7 o'clock. You knew who to play with, who not to play with in the skating rink, because there was this lady called Miss Ann. She did not play. You know what I'm saying? But, like, skating is very important in the Midwest, Detroit and, just different places like that. So seeing that come to life and just being able to, like, seeing them be comfortable, seeing Tommy get into it, just being able to kind of let loose and just groove, I feel like that brings out a different comfortability in people, and it allows you to kind of like open up and see a difference in people. Because this might sound crazy, but in a situation like that, when you can see a person fall on skates and get up and just keep trying, even if they can't skate, like, that kind of lets you know, like, hey, this person is willing to keep going, like, they're not going to give up. So, I mean, for me, I like that. I really, I love seeing black people on stage, period. So, seeing that, definitely, I love it.
Q, what did you think, brother?
The dope thing about the skating is it brings character to the episode of the city. You know what I mean? So now, I remember last week for Philly, they kind of did a kickback thing where they kind of just sat on there and did block parties. I guess that's something that's really big in Philly. Bowling not bowling, but roller skating seemed pretty big in Detroit. But you also kind of get a vibe of Detroit, and that's what I kind of like about it. Even the lingo, he might say some lingo here or there of Detroit. So they're doing a good job of drawing the audience in by embracing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really thought that was totally dope. I'm thoroughly pleased with these last couple weeks of Ready to Love. Tommy done threw curveballs. We've never did a roll jam, a roll bounce jam before. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when you're in these settings, you're really just trying to find common ground. You know what I mean? So you find who skates, who don't skate. So I think it make everything a little bit more lighthearted. Even seeing people fall, and seeing people who actually brought their own skates. Now you tell me why you got your skates. It's just a great tool, for conversation. Great tool.
No, I fully agree with both of your comments. And, I like the fact that with the skater jam, it does give, like you said, Q, some character to it. And Gigi, to what you said, bringing tradition back to television and to see familiar, not just nuances, but familiar emotions that relate to our reality, right? Emphasis on reality TV, ladies and gentlemen. I really, really did like that, and it did neutralize everybody. I think one of the things that was really cool was after you saw those singles, then the other singles came in, and let me tell you something. Nicole was excited to see Devon. She said she did not care about anybody else that was there at all. Shannon brought her own skates. And there was a joke that, I know Solana would have said, come on, guys, because my damn mouth. One of the skaters said to Donna, "You don't like it too tight, or do you like it tight rather?" And Donna said, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Oh, so wait a minute. So you mean the mathematician, likes multiply it and expand it, equations? Okay, all right. Well, all right. Then listen, the calculator can do many things. You can push many buttons. Ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to all those people that still use the Texas Instrument calculator.
Ain't nothing wrong with type. Ain't nothing wrong with type.
That part right there. So as I saw that, I'm like, oh my Lord Jesus, my Lord. So Tommy then says, I want you to roll, bounce, and fall in love. Like I said, Tommy skating with the cast was very cool. Chris and Shannon talk. And Shannon, really felt comforted by Chris right here, because Shannon feels that other people have called her, pretentious, or, she seems better than them. But you know what? I don't get that from her. I mean, if you guys don't know, she has went to school for over a decade for 4 degrees. And, she deals, with delivering babies, you know what I mean? So that's just what we call hard work and discipline. So what did y'all think about this? I felt that Shannon has really carried that weight of things that are not even true. And of course, the camera can only capture what you give it. But it seemed like that was really weighing heavy on her, because I felt like she was trying to even cry. Go ahead.
You go first.
I kind of like old girl. I like. She seems sweet, but at the exact same time, I feel like she stands for something. You know what I'm saying? And I also really like. I forgot his name in this particular clip. I like how he expresses himself throughout the show. Real Chris, I think his name is Chris.
Yes.
I really like how he expresses himself throughout. Really shows his maturity. Dope dude so far. I got high hopes for him. I got real high hopes for him. But old girl, I do like her. I like her a lot. I think she brought her own fates, I believe.
Yes, I believe she did. Yes.
The conversation was cool. I was looking for a little bit more out of it, but
Yeah, I do agree. And like I said too, of course, we saw maybe 10, 15 minutes, but they were probably here for at least maybe an hour, 90 minutes, which is an hour, 30 minutes. Gigi, what did you think of Chris and Shannon's conversation?
I think the conversation was good. When it comes to Shannon, I was just thinking a lot of times, and this is cultural. This is also, it comes from colorism. It comes from a lot. Okay, discrimination. There's a lot that goes into the the feeling, especially with Black culture. We'll just have them say, sorry, gotta be honest. But a lot of times, when we don't conform to what other Black people are doing, or we don't condone it, they say we're uppity and we think we're better than them because we don't want to do certain dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you get swooped into that. And that could be her case. It's because, she's educated. She might not have had time to go to the parties and be out and do all that stuff. So because she was spending time trying to educate herself and make a living and a career, she's gotten this label of being, presumptuous or a debutante or bougie, whatever the case is. It's like, no, she's focused. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to that is you know, it's good that she felt safe and um, vulnerable enough and or safe enough to be vulnerable in that situation with him. And he does seem like he's a really good guy. Like seeing the conversation that he had with what was her name? I think Cole or Ashley. Well, I think it's Nicole. But seeing his conversations and just his demeanor, he does seem like he's really there for the right reason. And honestly, I'm gonna say this season, a lot of them seem to be there
Yes.
for the right reasons. Like, they're not confused. There's no, it's like, hey, no, this is what I want. This is who I am. I can't really settle. So instead of settling and playing this game, I'm gonna go ahead and move around. I'm not going to allow
Exactly.
this process just because I want my 15 minutes of fame. I'm just going to stay here and just, you know what I'm saying? Just do nothing just because I want to be on TV. No, I feel like these people are actually here for the purpose of finding love. So I'm really looking forward to seeing both of them actually.
And like with the old girl, everything not for everybody.
Yes.
And the way she carries herself, she's looking for a certain kind of person. You know what I mean? And which is perfectly fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what? I think, remember when I said with Chris how he led with his cooking career? I like the fact that he was able to relax, and maybe it was the fact of this environment allowed him to relax. But I like the fact that he saw outside of himself of, you know what, let me relate to you where you are. And emotional intelligence has become more and more of a cornerstone of what people are looking for in a relationship. As y'all know, I like what the fuck I like. But also too, I like a brain with that as well. You know what I mean? One of my friends said to me, "Bray, you will get a skinny chick and make her thick." I'm like, first of all, that's completely disrespectful. I was laughing for two things. One, what was wrong with my friend? But also number two, like, no, because there's gonna be things on me that are gonna be inadequate to her. So it made no sense. But what I said to my friend was, why would I try to change a blessing from God that I was attracted to? Because here's the gag. I would rather be in love with a skinny woman or at least a slim, thick woman. Okay, I still got standards and requirements, but just follow me here. I would rather be with somebody who has it all together mentally and soulfully, who is skinny, rather than somebody thick who think they're all that and then some, but yet they can't connect to me emotionally. Like, it has to be about the fact of, when I wake up in the morning with you, can I still have the energy to want to come back to you? Now that's a word.
You better
That's a word right there.
Yeah,
When I wake up in the morning, do I have the energy to want to come back to you, regardless of the arguments, regardless of the good times, regardless of whatever the flying fuck we go through? Do I still have the energy, and do I want to have the energy to come back to you? Y'all go ahead.
That's so true. That is very true. And I want to say this. Can we use this conversation right here with them as an example of how to purely accept someone and not judge? Because once we go on, we see when it comes to Donnah and was it Darius? Quick judgment. You see how that conversation went, how it was a turn off. It was like, wait a minute. We didn't even really have a conversation, but you judged off that. These two are in the same position, really haven't had that much of a conversation or interaction, but he went in with an open mind, and instead of judging her off of, oh, well, I didn't get to talk to her much, so she must be this kind of way. No, he's like, no, I would like to get to know her and understand her for who she is instead of who I think she is. So can we just, reference them when we get to that? Because, Donnah did say something at the end, hey, everybody does judge everyone. That's true. Yeah, we're human. But when you say and admit it so wholeheartedly as if judgment is a part of your job, like that. Like you know, I don't know. It kind of makes it a little harder when it comes to relationships because now you're gonna miss out because you're busy judging things that might not be what it is.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely like his intentions and how they both are going into this when it comes to dating. So yeah, good luck to them both.
You sound like you ready to love making statements like that, man. You sound like you ready to love, my man. It sound like you ready. That was tough. I like that.
Right?
Bar. That was a bar, brother.
Thank you, sir. I do what I can for the culture. And you know what's really interesting about our show is that we have a little bit of everybody on our panel. You know, I mean, you have Q, who's a single dad. You have Gigi, who's married. You have me and Solana, who are single. And so you have a little bit of everybody on the panel. And I feel like what we do best, besides, you know, appreciate the show for what it is, we also go beyond the show by giving you that media perspective, but also, too, being realistic with y'all. There is no point in saying anything on here that I would never be about in real life. You know what I mean? But thank you, Q, so much for those kind words, brother. I feel like at this point in my life, I can still go for what I want, but not to go for what I want so hard that I am disrespectful to a blessing that God sends to me. And that is easier said than done. When you have tried to be a blessing to other people and you're like, wait a minute, wait, God, you actually got me on this one? This one mine? So don't let your heart harden of you not receiving a blessing because you've been a blessing to other people. Keep being a blessing to other people. Because when you keep being a blessing to other people, eventually God will send a person that is matching your blessing energy. Y'all remember what Bishop T.D. Jakes said? Some people were born into pint-sized capacities of families and friends and associates. And you need to find that person with a 10-gallon level. So I just haven't found my 10-gallon level yet, but I'm not going to let my blessing of a heart be hardened and block a blessing that God can send to me. Because curses and blessings can't be married and make kids and have a life together. That's why it's called blessing and curse. But go ahead.
The beauty of the show and the beauty of love, it's not the end goal. The end goal might last maybe a day or two, you know what I mean? But the beauty of the process, journey, and who you become throughout that journey. Now, my old girl made that statement as to the fact of prejudging this guy, you know what I'm saying? What she thought, what other people might have said, not knowing, you know, who he is personally. That's the possibility he can be exactly who you say. It's a possibility he cannot be. What I say all that to say is, through the process, you gotta let the process change you, you know what I'm saying? So instead of coming in so closed-minded, judging people, be open-minded. And if your prejudgment comes to fruition, you know what I mean, you can express that. At least give the process and people time to show you who they really are. You haven't really seen nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times that really shows why you're not ready to love, or you're in the situation that you're in, because of every decision you ever made. Decision you ever made. You know what I mean? So I just really hope she opens up to the process. Maybe see people who they are instead of who you want them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, fully agreed. And Gigi, thank you for the love of my commentary as well. Do you have anything else you want to say this before we get to
I was just going to say this quickly. Being open to what you want doesn't mean you can escape what you need. So you need to understand that.
Say that 2 more times, my good sister. Amen.
Being open to what you want doesn't mean you can escape what you need. One more time, being open to what you want doesn't mean you can escape what you need.
My Lord.
And I feel like a lot of times that's what they need to understand because, you know, you hear, well, I want this and I want that. Okay, but what do you really need in your life? Because evidently you've been getting and going for what you want, and it's not been plentiful for you. It's not been enough. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind. And when it comes to, you know, especially lessons and what is meant for you, God is only going to give you what you need. He's not just going to give you what you want. So we need to be more so open to the full process.
Let the church say yes, 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 amen, amen, amen. That was a whole word. Just because you want what you want doesn't mean you can escape what you need, child. Listen. And listen, Gigi, maybe you can help Emily out because I didn't know Janet Jackson was going to come through on this season. Not like Janet Jackson needs Red Love. I mean, she's Janet motherfucking Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. But I had no idea Janet was on the show. So Janet Jackson and Belo are talking.
that wasn't Janet Jackson. That was Fred.
You know what? I'm not about to do this with you.
No, that was Reedy.
Michael Joe.
That was Millie.
Good Lord. I mean, it looked like Rhythm Nation, Michael Jackson jacket energy. Like, and listen, we are in Detroit. You know what I mean? So it all works, but it's just, hey, like, would you wear this to a skating rink though? Like, I mean, even for Belo, you know, the black shirt is a lot. You know what I mean? Because when you're skating, you know, you can sweat. You know what I mean? Skating is a physical activity, but maybe they might have the air conditioning cool. But anyway, with all that being said, Belo and Emily try to talk. It is a no-go at all. You know, it really wasn't a lot to this conversation, but y'all remember why Emily was put up for nomination because it really wasn't too much to her, right? I think I said for last week's review that Diamond still needed to be on the show because I don't think she had the chance to showcase her personality, but at least her personality was there. There was nothing here. And I would say Belo has more personality than Emily. What do y'all think about this?
I wasn't really a fan of Emily just because of how she's very closed-minded, very conservative. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, nothing wrong with that. But at the exact same time, you're gonna have to give people time in the process. You know what I mean?
Right.
She went in there like, first off, she walked in like her stuff don't stink, and that's what got her eliminated. Got her the second mix. You know what I mean? Then you come back, you're pretty much the same person. Like, you don't see why you got sent to the second mixer. So I was looking for more from her. I was really looking for more. She seemed very closed off. And that was kind of alarming, but I think the guys got it right on it.
Yeah. No, fully.
Yeah, she has no substance. Like, she's almost robotic. Like, if you thought about what an AI would look like, it'd be that.
Not you saying she's not an NPC from Grand Theft Auto. My
Yes.
Lord Jesus.
Yes. Yes. But, and it's so, just like you said, like you left and you came back and you still didn't have any substance to you. And it almost seemed like you lost more substance. Like, this didn't energize you. Like, first you act like you were so surprised, like, oh my God, I'm so surprised I'm in the bottom. That's because you thought you looked good and you led with your looks and you thought that you going in with the titties up we're going to give you higher chances of being picked, but no, you were overlooked. And when she was with, I think Ed, I think his name is, the one that she was just like, she just, didn't like him and all that. But when they were talking, and she's like, or no, she's talking to Chris at the end, and he was telling her, like, hey, this is how the guys feel, and people feel like, hey, you're over sexualizing yourself. And she's like, this is how I am all the time. Okay, I'm sorry. But being a mother, especially a mother of boys, you're teaching 9th to 12th grade. If I know that my son is coming to school and you got your titties up and out like that every day, because that's what she said. Now I'm just going off what she said. She dresses like this every day, all day. Knowing that my son is coming to school like that and knowing how boys can be, especially in their teen years, to me, that's inappropriate.
Me and Q was just at the last open house last week in Detroit. That's the thing we didn't tell y'all. Me and Q took a flight to Detroit to the school just to. Hello, Miss Emily. We were reviewing the show about you, and we just wanted to see you in your natural element. Didn't we have a good time, Q? We went to the Motor City Casino, had some drinks.
An amazing time. I got a front row seat. A front row seat. Didn't learn a doggone thing.
Right. Let's say you ain't gonna learn nothing.
Go ahead.
But yeah, like no, she just felt like I felt like she felt like she was just too cute, or she didn't think she was gonna get picked because, men like body and no brain. So as long as she has that, she's a winner. But she just didn't understand that's just not what they're looking for.
Right.
And that's something else that lets me know how the show is kind of going, because they're not worried about the appearance. A lot of them have been on, how the women have made them feel, or how the men have made the women feel, their conversation, actually saying, hey, I could actually see this in the future, instead of it going from, their appearance, or her body looks like this and like that. So this season just seems like it's really, really going to be good. But I'm so glad she's on.
She reminds me of Donnah. You know how Donnah had the caboose, and then with Emily.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a mix between Donnah and Truth.
Say that one more time, brother.
I said I feel like it's a mix between Donnah and Truth.
From last season. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead with your thought. I'm curious to hear this.
I feel like Donnah had more to offer mentally, but I feel like her brain or her personality was on the same personality as Truth. You know what I mean? Truth, very conservative, even in her thinking, actually in what she wore. But Donnah was, didn't have a problem showing off her hip.
Nah, damn. I'm sorry. I just have black man moment. Go ahead, Q. I'm sorry.
So, but I didn't like the fact that she, everywhere she went, she had the titties up. She had her titties up. Had her titties up. Is that what you're leading with? You know what I mean? Kind of like being older, and you've experienced not the best in dating, because if you did, you'd be married. What other way can you express yourself? You know what I'm saying? Can you express who you are? You know what I'm saying? Besides walking around with your titties up to your chin,
Yeah. No, very good, very good commentary as always, brother. I will agree with you. I did feel that there was some reservations with Emily. It's just like, on Red Love, you gotta be game. Like last season, we had we had a nudist who actually deserves to be a nudist, because the body was bodying. Okay, hell, You know, me and Q are available as production assistants to make sure production runs smoothly. You know what I mean? We are gentlemen. We will come to work on time. We will leave on time. Just pay us decent. Anyway, let me stop. With that being said, we did have a nudist last season that made it do what it do, right? So I don't know as well. Obviously we won't see how deep she, will be able to be, or how bold she can be, but it just seemed like maybe this wasn't the process for her.
This definitely wasn't the process for her, and that's my last thing. Maybe, just maybe, her titties was just sitting up so high and they were so tight that it was cutting off connection to her brain that she just couldn't focus. Okay, we're just gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. We're just gonna say that she was constricted.
Woo! So she had,
and then her damn eyelashes were so long that you couldn't, like, how could you look at somebody? She already looked like she was just so bothered and bored to be anywhere.
Right.
And then I was looking at the end of her eyelashes, like, well, shit, you could barely even see her eyes, so how can you even really, really tell if she's looking at you?
Right.
But yeah.
She had no puppies on my eyes now. She had no puppies on my
Listen, she would definitely be great as a filler model. Like, I'm not gonna doubt that. Like, she would be a great filler model. Like, hey, lay down, wake up, but you gotta go. Like, you can't stay here, but come back later tonight.
So basically, go ahead, Q.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna say. So basically, what you're saying, Gigi, is she had a natural corset on for the 3 episodes she was in, and she just had shades on the whole time.
Right.
Okay.
I wonder if her look embodies Detroit. Like, is this the image that a lot of people in Detroit are going for? You know what I mean? That's what it seemed like to me. Like, this is the look, you know what I'm saying? That a lot of people are going for in that area.
Well, I mean, it is the home of the Cadillac Escalade. You know what I mean? So I will say this. I think that for looks, I think they are probably going for, put together, of course, defined but refined. But I think, as we're seeing with this cast, I think that they're looking for, what's under the hood. Are you an economy engine that you got start function to you, where you can't just put the foot on the gas pedal and actually just handle your own engine, or are you a VA engine that can handle the revs? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but listen, when you take a Cadillac, especially a classic Cadillac that would normally be a nice Cadillac, got a nice body, the tires are still good, windows are still intact, engine purrs great, right? When you take that classic Cadillac that actually has a high value being classic, and you go and put something like double stuffed airbags on the front as a bumper, you take down the value of that car.
Damn.
Big time. You take it down big time.
I know we haven't referenced Kim Kardashian on this show, but I'm about to reference her right now when she was on the Wendy Williams show. Honey, would you stick a bumper sticker on a Bentley?
Crazy.
Just to Gigi's point, like that was the only thing I can think of,
Right. That was nasty.
Right, but at that point, yeah, like
Oh my God. Okay. Moving on. Oh my God. I love these people so damn much. By the way, welcome in 5 people. Glad to have you here. So then we have Nicole and Vince. And these two were trying to do a trick where basically, you know, how you can go under the legs and then, you know, you pull them up and, you know, you keep going. They were trying to do that. And I have to tell you something. Nicole, you get the MVP Star Award for being you. Okay, you did not give up for shit. Dominique, and I think somebody else was like, well, damn, they keep trying that. It's like, well, Dominique, I mean, you know, Nicole, Nicole got some body to her, but, you know, with you, Monique, you know, you got body, you understand? So if you fell down, it would be a lot harder of a fall. You know what I mean? But Dominique is gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But it just seemed like with, you know, Nicole, she's got this youthful energy. I'm glad that she was game for it. And Vince, he seems like a good guy. We're going to get to a point a little bit later on with this, where Vince, I think you went about something the wrong way. But we'll get to that here soon enough. What did y'all think about this?
Well, for me, it goes to what I was saying is like when you're, especially the skating, it's almost like falling builds character. You know, especially when you're a young skater, and you know you're just learning, and you fall, but you keep getting up and you keep trying again. It shows like, hey, that you're willing to keep going on, and no matter how hard you fall or how many times you fall, it's not going to keep you down. And that's something that I feel like she was showing, like, hey, I'm going to keep trying. This is something I really want to do. I want to try it. I'm going to keep trying it. And that's what she did. And for him to be willing to go along with it, and, you know, like, hey, I'm with you. I feel like that was a good dynamic for them and to showcase on the show. And like I said, with skating just brings out that side of you. Like, you just want to be goofy. You don't, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's something about going fast or kind of feeling light on your feet, feeling like you're gliding or something. But it just kind of brings out it brings out that nostalgia. It brings out a different excitement. So, yeah, I like the fact that she was willing to keep going and keep trying. No matter what anybody thought, no matter who laughed, no matter what, she was going to keep going.
Yeah. No, fully agree. Fully agree. Q, what did you think of it, brother?
I like the fact that they embraced the moment. They really embraced the moment. They was like, okay, well, let's do a trip. Let's try something. You know what I mean? Let's have fun. That's all you really have to really help you move forward. You know what I mean? The positive. I remember when I was at the skate rink and we tried to do this, and we failed. We had a great time doing it. You know what I mean? But that's what you have to live on a lot of times.
Right.
When life just becomes so unfair. You know what I mean? So you want to break as many metals as possible to help you move forward in those dark times. You know what I'm saying? And I really felt like they're like bunkers. We're not worried about nobody here. We're gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that part of it. I really did. Are very authentic. You know what I mean? They were just worried about trying to do a trip. You know what I mean? Trying to do a trip. Knowing that they were gonna fail, but old girl kind of busting up behind, and they made each other laugh, and they pretty much made everybody else day as well.
No, absolutely. And by the way, y'all, when I talked about Dominique and the person that was sitting next to her, believe me, it was all in joking, kidding, and fun. I don't think Dominique and them were like making fun of them at all. It was just like, oh, they actually are trying it. You know what I mean? So just know it's no hate over here for Dominique. I'm just giving you guys what I saw, but it did look like, damn, they really are big kid age to do that. but that's just how it
Right.
looked. You know what I mean? So,
And I'm gonna say this is just, if you know, you know. I was happy to see it because honey baby sugar pie, let me tell you, once you get a certain age, when you fall, that fall don't just that fall lasts a long time. Okay? Like for me, I know that if I fall, oh I'm down. I gotta call off work. I'm not making it to school for about a week. Like and this is real talk. Just so that's what happened to me last week. Like I ended up, and it wasn't. It's so funny because my husband was making fun of me. I fell backwards. I was sitting in my walker, and I tipped backwards, and
oh no.
I felt kind of slow when I was because I was in the kitchen and I was holding on to the sink. But I'm thinking, okay, listen, I already know if I fall hard, if I fall hard, this is going to be terrible. I know I'm going to be fucked up. My back is already messed up. Like, I can't do this. So I'm like holding on to the sink. I'm trying to fall slow. I made it. It was fine. I'm thinking I'm good. I'm homebound. No, because I wasn't. I've been fucked up for a whole week now. Haven't really been able to walk. Been in the bed. I'm like, oh no. Small falls like that can hurt me. So just imagine being on some roller skates and falling that many times. No, I'm being admitted to the ICU. Like, just take my legs, my back, just take it off. So, listen, to see them being able to even still be out and doing that, I mean, kudos. I love to see it. I am happy for you because I couldn't. And that's another reason why Tommy took off his skates because he knew. See, Tommy at that age, he knew. He said, listen, I'm going to do this one round with Devon. One round. Because if I fall, I'm down. And there ain't going to be no more show.
Exactly right. They didn't have me, Braylon Lee, on standby in Detroit or anybody else that could do the show. So Tommy is the host. But he was a good sport for doing it the first time around and to use some good lyrics. So Gigi, you fell down. But you did not get back up, and you could not just stand after what the Lord has sent you through.
Listen, he was like, listen, I'm gonna have to send you through some stuff. Let's just listen. I hear you praying to me. I hear you praying, but listen, just hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to send you to the representative. Oh, yeah. So, and like I said, my husband's making fun of me. He's like, that was the slowest fall I've ever seen. I'm like, listen, you got to understand, if I would have fell fast, I'm thinking, like I said, I think I'm in the clear. Like, hey, I caught myself. I was able to let myself down slowly. Okay? I thought I was fine. I was wrong. Okay? I was so wrong.
And we are glad that you are A-okay. And by the way, shout out to Uncle Donnah McClurk and everybody.
Yeah.
I do, side note, by the way, I do wonder that sometimes for gospel artists when they hear their lyrics in different situations, like, how did I get in it? I meant you standing and still being a champion. I meant falling down, getting back up as, you can overcome. How did I get in it?
Well, listen, in the words of T.D. Jakes, the pain had me swallowed up.
There's so many ways to go with that, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Moving on.
Yeah, but no, I still feel like it was just great to even start out at the skating rink at all. It was, that was definitely a good icebreaker. And it seemed like if you look at the rest of the dates that happened afterwards, they all seemed mellow and chill, and it seemed, not forced. There was a lot of, there was a lot of open purity, I feel like. So this is a good start.
Yeah, it definitely gave me Queen's Court, King's Court energy, which, by the way, if you don't know what King's Court, Queen's Court is all about, that's another show. That's a dating show, rather, from Will Packer, and that is on Bravo and Peacock. And on those days, it just seemed like the energy was elevated for the dates, and so I felt like, they spent they spent a little coin. You know, they probably were like, "Hey, listen, can we use this spot? We'll pay you a flat fee, a generous, nice flat fee, and we'll make it do what it do." But it did feel that there was an elevated energy. Now from this interaction to this here, this looked like mathematician Deborah, where you I put it like this. You would not mind this if it was just one-on-one tutoring and y'all were like married and stuff, for role playing sake. But this looked like, now listen, this is your third test that you got F on, and we need to discuss why you failed. But basically what happened here, I'm sorry, y'all, my damn mouth. But basically what happened here was, this is Donnah and Darius. And Donnah felt like Darius was trying to downplay who he was and upplay the persona. Now, I'll say this to you, Donnah. I think two things can be true, right? Because, he is an exotic car dealer and he is a banquet hall owner, which I am sure we are going to see the banquet hall a little bit later on this season. There are a couple of other entrepreneurs, Chris and his restaurant. I'm sure we'll see that restaurant as a date here soon, along with many other businesses. But in the same token, he was playing that persona, right? Because he was being he was being that playboy player in the beginning, right? But the John first meeting each other, all that stuff. In the same token, like, what was he supposed to do? Like, you don't come in as your best self. So that was up to you and to him to break the ice and get to know him a little bit more. What did y'all think about this?
She said to her, the math is not math.
That part.
She said reality versus persona, they don't equal each other, okay? They don't. One cancels out the other, and she's feeling like he is an equation, and she just don't know how to add things up.
Right.
But I don't know. In a way, I kind of feel her, because I was like him coming in with the mink fur and all that. It's like, you don't have regular clothes. You don't. You just like, you can still deliver yourself in a very elegant way and show that you are who you are, right, without going overboard. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, like, I can see that, because honestly, as a woman, seeing a man coming in with all that fur and jewels on him is like, they're trying way too hard. Like, there's something else behind it. Either what you're wearing is all fake, or like there's something else behind it. What else is there? And even if this, the stuff is real, it's still what else is there to you? Do you have nothing to offer besides, money? Because money can buy material things, but it can't buy the emotional stability that is needed in a relationship. So,
no, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. So, like, I understand what she was saying, like, with this persona and, the real him. I would definitely like to see more of that with him if that's possible. But then again, it's like, y'all didn't talk much. So you are judging off of his appearance and just by what you've seen instead of actually getting to know him. So I would have liked her to kind of get to know him, have the conversation with him first, like get to know him first, and then kind of fill it out like, okay, it seems like he's more so a persona instead of like a reflection or whatever it is.
Yeah. And no, excuse me, I fully agree with you. That's why I said two things can be true, right? It is true that he has a persona, as everybody usually does. They have their mask or their persona. But in the same token, it's like, it's up to you and to him, because it takes two to tango to make that space happen. Not to mention, too, even here, and as I was watching the episode, I'm like, and Q and Gigi, y'all let me know, but also, too, to everybody watching, y'all let me know, did these people know that they were coming to a skating rink? Because, I just didn't get the pants here. like like you're skating, so you need room to move with your legs and your hips. And then, I understand, the luxury plaid look of it all, but like, it's a skating rink. Q, over to you. Okay. What just happened to a t-shirt and some blue jeans and just some nice Pumas? And just do what you do. Go ahead, Q. I can't.
You there, Q?
Q, you still here? In the meantime, between time, Gigi, if you want to respond to what I said, go right ahead. But yeah, I just felt like
I was wondering
a
the same
skating
thing.
rink.
Like,
What are y'all wearing?
Yeah, and it's like, the season when y'all was going was, during the cold season. But it didn't kind of seem like that, judging by how it was outside and stuff. So I don't know, but I mean, maybe he had room. Maybe there was room. And this, honestly, like, this look is casual enough to where it's like it's not too much. Like, he, didn't have that big fur on and a whole bunch of jewels like he did before, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so he kind of mellowed it down a bit, which was good. And like, you're killing me with her talking about look like you've been in detention 3 times this week.
Well, I mean, that's what it looked like to me, but I said it was like you were finally talking to her like, okay, you've taken 3 math tests, and this is the 3rd time you got an F on it. Like, it really looks like a teacher reprimanding her student. Oh my God. But that situation.
That's the look that you need to listen to me, understand what I'm saying. I'm tired of telling you the same thing. Yeah, that is what.
Q, if you're there, good sir, what did you think about it? And Gigi, also too, thank you for giving that context, conjecture, and connection. I guess because I am from Little Rock, Arkansas, like, I really did see people like this dressed up to like go to like a skating rink or just somewhere where it's supposed to be casual. But also too, I got recognized too, and it's not just about different tax brackets and what you and what you make, because your tax bracket versus what you make and how you make it are 2 completely different things, even though they do correlate. It's just the fact of matching the space. You know what I mean? So it's no shade to Darius at all. I'm just from the South. You know what I mean? So, but, all good in the neighborhood there. Q, if you're there, let us know what you think. If not, we will roll on, and then we'll come back to you for commentary on this here. Now, I will say this. I don't know if Ashley is a bit of a freaky freak. But, Nephew Tommy did say Ready to Love Polyamory Edition coming soon, but I guess it could be a Ready to Love Kink Edition on the way as well, because what happened here was Darius said that Ashley's, toes were suckable. Far be it from me to give an opinion, but if you're talking about sucking my toes as I'm drinking a drink, that's not going to flow right. Now I'm going to not want to drink my drink. But hey, listen, Darius, he has 4 kids. Ashley, she wants 2 to 3 kids, and she says she is fertile myrtle, so she is ready to be pounded out and to put out, respectfully, of course. So, child, what are y'all thinking about this?
Well, you said the Ready to Love Pink Edition, and my mind went to Ready to Love Head, Shoulder, Knees, and Toes Edition.
You know what?
Okay. but I'm
I'm
saying
not about to do
she's
this with
cute.
you. Go ahead.
Listen, she's cute, okay? And them together actually seem cute. They aesthetically, they look good together. And seeing how it lines up, which is a good thing because a lot of times, especially women who don't have kids, getting with the man who already has kids is a turn off because you kind of want to start a family with somebody who doesn't have kids, and then you guys build up together.
Right.
So for her to kind of be open, like, hey, yeah, I still want kids. I want my own, at least 2 or 3. So they making plans. Don't know if it's really gonna go too far, but I think they would be. I could see something possibly happening with them.
Yeah. No, I do agree. They do look good together. And listen, hey, Ashley, if nothing else, child, you are a body sculptor, so of course you're gonna look great on your wedding day. And he has a banquet hall that, listen, I own it, so we good. And the just married car can be one of his exotic cars right outside the chapel. You see how we utilize resources around here? And then Chris, you catering the event. See what we do, GG and Q. We promote Black entrepreneurship, excellence, and togetherness over here. I'm trying to help everybody get back. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Now, the only thing is that I would say is my only thing is because it's not a problem when a person has kids, but her not having kids, I would want to know, like, hey, you have 4 kids, no problem, but how many baby mamas? Because if you have 4 kids with 4 different women, that says a lot. And I don't feel like that's something that she would need in her life, especially if she's trying to build on something. But 1 or 2, okay, to get through that, because you never know the situation.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah, but if you have separate mothers for each child, and then you're looking at this woman who doesn't have kids, and you're like, yeah, well, I'm not shooting blame. And it's like, yeah, you're right, but you also ain't sticking around to give like the full family dynamic either. So,
yeah, no, for sure. And it's giving Naeem energy from last season. You remember how big his baby mama situation was, but to Naeem's credit, he owned it and was still a good person for what it was. And hopefully Naeem has found somebody in the meantime, between time. 67 Chevy, welcome in. Glad to have you here. With 4 kids, he'll never have the time for a woman who has any. They'll spend all their time at Chuck E. Cheese. You know what? Listen, you can do Chuck E. Cheese at the house. I mean, he could go through her sky tubes at nighttime. You understand? And enjoying slices of her.
Chuck E. Cheese sells wine and beer now, is what I heard. So now there's more parents enjoying it now.
Exactly right. I mean, and listen, at Chuck E. Cheese, besides the wine and beer and everything else, they got pizza, which there's the slices. So if she's got the milk, they can make pizzas of any kind. And then of course the cake. If she got cake, then there's dessert right there. So Chuck E. Cheese can be at the house too. So flexibility is important.
And listen, honestly, if you are financially stable to take care of all of those children, kudos and do you.
Amen.
Because that might be a thing where, hey, you want to have a lot of kids. You're the type that, you just want to be able to take care of, kids.
Yeah.
And maybe the relationships didn't work out with the mom. Maybe all the kids aren't biologically yours. Maybe you've adopted a couple, or you foster a couple, or just helped out a couple in the neighborhood. So now you have a lot of kids who look up to you. There are men who are out there who are like that. But if you physically have these kids and they're yours, and you're able to take care of them, hey, if you want the huge house and the huge yard, and if you go out the kids run around and y'all have the pool and the barbecue, do it. Live that life, like, because it's beautiful. Having kids is beautiful. Having a family is beautiful. Like, no one should stop that dream if that's something that you have and you are financially able to do that. But if you're not and you're just doing it just because of the pleasure, like, you're causing more harm than you're actually benefit.
No, fully agreed with you. My mom has always said, never have more kids than you have hands. So I have 2 hands. My wife has 2. Have 2 kids. But of course, like you said, if you have the if you have the finances to do it, then go ahead. Now, if we look at Darius, who has 4 kids, and the maximum for Ashley is 3, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So I mean, listen, John and Kate had a show called John and Kate Plus 8. You know what I mean? And I think there was the 6 Little McGee's on TLC. So listen, they can afford it. Why not? Yes, indeed. There. So,
and then you have the Duggars, who have 19 kids and counting.
That damn family from my damn state. By the way, I'm so sorry to America and the world for the Duggars. If you don't know, child, it's some history with them. Not all of them, just one of the brothers' child. But that's neither here nor there. But yes, indeed, though. And by the way, Gigi, I can already see Chuck E. Cheese being like, well, Brian would have been great for a brand deal, but he used sky tubes and grown women in a way that we cannot have in our marketing material. Just that damn mouth, Lord Jesus Christ. Yes, indeed. Lorena Martinez, welcome in. Glad to have you here as well. Yes, indeed. Q, if you're there, bro, would love to hear what you have to say. And by the way, everybody, everything that we say up here is completely off the top of the dome. Nobody knows what they're going to say until we're live on there. So yes, I did use going through her sky tubes live on YouTube. Yes, I did say that. Yeah. It's called wordplay. Theater of the mind. If you listen to this in an audio form, or you're watching this on video, it's our job to make the picture be bigger than what it is visually or otherwise. So it looks like Q might be away from his microphone for a minute, so we'll keep going, and whenever you can, Q, just jump right back in. So then we get to this, and Gigi, let me know, gorgeous, did they use the diary cams last season or in the previous seasons of Ray Love? Because I don't think they have.
No, I don't remember them using diary cams.
Okay, because apparently this is a new thing. So as y'all can see here, on this foursome date, you have Chris, you have Nicole, you have Vince, you have Emily. And let me tell you something. I don't know what crawled up Emily's soul that morning, because it looked like it was a morning kind of midday date, but she was agitated with Vince. She said that he is a person that would trigger her in some fashion. I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't look like Vince would be that type of guy, but all right then. So with that being said,
I don't know. I agree with her a little bit. And some of the stuff he was saying was a little tricky. Like, he could be annoying. I could definitely see it. But yeah, she started in quick though. It's quick.
Yeah, and we're about to get to that here in just one second here. So Chris and Nicole, they have a really good conversation. Chris talks about his tattoos and how they relate to food because he is a chef, and it just seemed like they had a really good vibe. And also Nicole talked about that he has Nicole has wanted to be married before, and was talking about some of the pitfalls and some of the mistakes that she made. So that was a really, really good conversation. And y'all remember when I said that how Vince and Nicole got off well? I said, Vince, there was something that you did that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. We're at that point now. So Vince asks, what do you who do you teach to? 9th through 12th grade. And what do you teach? Emily said graphic design. And so Vince got stuck on, Emily's job of like, do you love all your students, or are there some students that are, more better behaved than others, or do you like others more than, others? And then they got into the freshmen and seniors, and then, tell me some of the characteristics of the freshmen versus the seniors. I'm like, bruh, you are stuck. You are stuck. You are stuck. Like, dude, she's the seamstress for the Detroit Pistons. Like, ask her about a favorite memory that she got to be a part of in that stadium. Like, that would be a way to get in the door. Of course, y'all talked about kids a little bit later on, but like, ask her, like, what were some of your favorite moments of growing up in Detroit? Like, did you travel? Like, you were just stuck on the school stuff. I just, no. And here is Chris and Nicole there. And then here is Emily and it's there. What did you think about the do you want to comment on the on Chris and Nicole first, or do you want to comment on Ashley and Vince? Because I feel like Chris and Nicole, they had a really good conversation. There really wasn't too much, but this conversation here, I'm just like, dude, you are so damn stuck, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Chris and Nicole had a really, really good conversation. I can see their connection. I could see an actual future with them because their conversation was so natural and so opening. Him being, like, you could tell he's really not a judgmental person. I'm not going to say he's carefree, but you can tell he doesn't live life with like a fog ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually,
he handles his business, but he has a Hakuna Matata energy.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He definitely walks with that, no worry energy. And Nicole has that same thing, and I feel like they both could bring it out in each other and how they were walking, holding hands. Definitely, I could see the sparks with them. Now, when it comes to Emily and Vince, like I said, he definitely can be annoying. I could see him being eliminated soon, honestly. But her energy is already off put. So I feel like it really wouldn't have mattered too much of what he would have said or would have asked her. Her answer, regardless of how, like, given the answer, she still would have given it in a dull way to really still made it uninteresting, or she would have still showed her uninterest in what he was asking. So, and him asking about, like what she does, a lot of people, especially if you're a teacher and you love, teaching, he's asking about something that you do. So engage in that conversation. I feel like that was an opening. Okay, you're a teacher. He's asking you what grade you teach. Okay, you're just giving him the answer. You're not engaging in the conversation and actually giving more for there to be an opening for him to say, oh, okay, we'll start, asking other follow-up questions. He had to dig into something that he thought she might be interested in talking about. Because honestly, maybe he didn't know that she, was a seamstress for the Pistons because they haven't had that conversation.
Right.
So him trying to get to know her, she's not really giving him the conversation pointers for him to follow up and be able to fully engage. And then when it came to talking about, the kids, her stance was almost final because, I don't know if it's because she has an older child and, she's done parenting, but parenting a boy,
I'm a bear, but overprotective, where it's like,
yeah. But parenting a boy and a girl is totally different.
Yes.
But for her to be, like, hey, your girl's going to be like this, and, because he's asking her for tips, and you're just you know, I don't know. She just wasn't really engaging too much, nor do I feel like she was giving what was necessary for him to truly be able to open up. He was trying, but I don't feel like she wasn't there for it. So she wasn't going to really know what to do.
You know what? I appreciate that interpretation because I did not look at it that way. I really thought he was just stuck on that thing where it's like open up a little bit more because it seems like with Emily, it's like, okay, it's got to be the right thing. So maybe trying many different topics to find the main topic. But I like that interpretation that you gave of, well, it wasn't the fact that he was stuck, Bray. It was the fact that he was trying. It just seemed like he was stuck because of the energy that was being given to him. So very well done there. Q, you had your mic open, good sir.
Man, it's so crazy. I know a lot of people in dating have been there. You're on a date, the vibe ain't there, so you try your best to make the best of it. You know what I mean? While one person out the door, and you might not be okay, we already here. Let's try and enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? Like the aspect that they sort of dating. Yeah, you're going to have those moments. You might be with your partner for 15, 20 years. You're not going to see eye to eye all the time, but you need to at least have a common ground to say, okay, I don't like it now, but we can still enjoy the time. You know what I mean? So I really don't feel like she's ready to love just because of that scene there. I feel like they really didn't see eye to eye. They really didn't like each other. But mostly she didn't like him. But the man was like, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to make the best of it. She made it her point to make him feel uncomfortable. I do that.
No, I fully agree. And I mean, Gigi, what you said was so true because it's just like in this whole scene, like I see the yard, logo, but like I see the yard like all I see the yard landscapes, child. It's all there. Good Lord. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but it's just, my Lord Jesus. Emily is very fashion forward and she knows how to pick the right pieces, okay, to show off the pieces, okay? So listen. Oh, my Lord. Q, did you have any other takes on Darius and Deborah and Darius and Ashley and stuff like that before we move on?
Oh, that was my take on it. No, I don't have movies.
Okay. No, all good, brother. All good. And hey, Linnell, still a welcome in. Glad to have you here as well, my friend. Always good to see you. So then we get to this conversation here. This was a very powerful conversation early on. This looks like it's at a restaurant for sure, but looks like Deborah got a salad, looks like, and then I don't know if this is like barbecue or bacon. It looks like bacon because it's got pancakes here, but that's neither here nor there. But the conversation here with these two is that, Donnah, 5-year plan is graduating with her PhD, publish a study of some sort, publish something, and then she wants to have kids. And so Ed asked about religion. And he is a Christian, he doesn't go to church every Sunday, but he is regularly in that space. And so he asked Deborah, how do you feel about that, about religion? And Deborah said that her focus is being a good person. And if that connects to a religion, then I'm happy about that. And so when Ed asked about, how do you feel about, me or whoever you end up marrying, how do you feel about, them and their religion? And Deborah was like, I'm fine with it. And, as long as, we can also teach my way as well, then let the kids choose, what they want on their own. And, I will say this to Deborah. I thought that was a very mature perspective because a lot of times it's my way or the highway. In the same token, I also appreciate Ed of saying like, when it comes to me, I want somebody equally yoked. And it wasn't doubting Deborah at all. It was just knowing what he wanted, which I feel like in dating, I feel like when it comes to the world of dating, there's a difference between, like you said, you can want what you want, but that doesn't mean you can avoid what you need, right? Because there are plenty of people that, they say they don't want kids, and then, my mom has always said, don't ever say what you won't, because there'll be that one person make you want kids because you fell in love with who they are, right? So what did y'all think about this conversation?
I enjoyed this conversation. I really did. Even when he found out about her religious preference, he kind of rolled with the punch. You know what I'm saying? And still enjoyed his meal and still gave us a quality day. You know what I'm saying? And she stood on what she stood on, and he also stood on what he stood on. But she's like, okay, that's not gonna really work for me. But I'm still gonna enjoy this pancake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna enjoy this girl's presence. You know what I'm saying? And I was very respectful of it.
Yes, it was.
You know what I'm saying? Very respectful. And a lot of folks need to take note. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many ways you can show agree and disagree and still be respectable of the person and yourself. You know what I'm saying? That was really dope of how he handled that.
Absolutely. Gigi, go right ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, Q. Were you finished, brother? I'm sorry.
For me, I really liked it because I felt like they were conversating with a purpose. They definitely was giving the energy of truly trying to find their person. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't I'm just here for a free meal. I'm just here, even though I don't really like you, I'm not even trying to, be bothered. It was like, no, we're going to make the best of this. Let's conversate, find out, what we have in common, what we don't have in common. If we, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was outright spoken, that's what was happening in their conversations and in the way that they were handling the conversation. It wasn't, I like the fact that because they disagreed, it didn't cause friction, because we have seen it even, with last season.
Yes, we have.
Sahara, just for example, you disagree with her, it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? She let Cam know straight up, make the right choice. Nah, you're not doing this right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of that happened last season, but with this season, we're not seeing that, which is great. And with this conversation, it really opened up a lot, I feel like, for both of them. And something that I'll say is religion came up as a topic a lot with this one. It came up a couple times last season, but not as much, or I feel like not as in depth. But with this, how, it's spoken, I feel like there's a lot of intentional dating that's happening in this season. There's a lot of intentional hookups, a lot of intentional meetings that are happening, and I feel like we're going to have a better outcome this season than what we might have seen in the last season. I really see that there is a potential to have more couples ending with each other than there are having them leave separately.
Yeah.
And possibly even having them stay together when it comes to reunion time. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I really, like I said, again, love their conversation, love how they respected each other, even though they did not agree when it comes to religion, but they still kept it cordial and respectful. And that is very mature and shows a lot of growth when it comes to not only this show, but relationships, period.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
No, absolutely. And I think the biggest religion conversation that I remember from the time that we have reviewed Ready to Love Together was the Texas season, where it was Janelle, one other woman, and a man. Y'all remember that? when it was the spirit tarot card person.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy work. Crazy work.
Yes, it was. But that response was way different than this response, right? So sometimes it's not just about the religion, but it's the way that you know, display and showcase and you move about how you talk about your religion too. Because I feel like this, like you said, GGQ, this was a very mature conversation. It wasn't no malice. It wasn't no my way or the highway. It was a, listen, we're both grown. You have your way, I have my way, but that doesn't make us bad people. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. We love maturity around here. Yes,
Yeah, I like the fact that there was no like making the other person feel bad for believing what they believe.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that a lot too. It's like, just because you disagree with how another person, prays or worships or sees religion, like people, don't tune up their face or just kind of completely show a different body language that clearly shows they disagree.
Yeah.
Or they just outright just, you know what I'm saying, just say it. But with this, the maturity was there. It's just great to see. So
Yeah. No, for sure. And with this couple right here, let me tell you something. I feel like her and Devon is gonna be that, kind of, low key, slow simmer couple. But with this date here, Dominique was smiling throughout the date. Okay, I mean, and listen, there's a lot to smile.
she said she might have found her man. Okay,
Mhm.
her and Belo might be, they might be known as Don Belo now.
Mhm.
Don Mello. That's their new couple name, the Mello.
Child, listen, Dominique being a dominatrix on that Portobello meat. Okay, listen. I'm sorry. Listen, what did you expect me to do?
The corner.
What did you expect me to do?
No.
Listen, I tried my best to restrain myself during the pancake
No, you didn't.
salad. Yes, I did, because it was a voice that hasn't come up yet, and you damn well know it can still come up. Hell, that was my best way to restrain myself.
You know what? We'll let you off this time just because you was able to keep, he who shall not be named that day.
But it's crazy that they do compliment each other, and actually
they do.
In their appearance, their clothes. Being on fire. Yeah, it's potential for something to be more there. So I really hope that's a genuine connection. I really do. So let's kind of see where this goes. I think he's interested. I really want to. I hope Dominique's just not there, because I'm not sold on the fact that she's just there for love or just there for airtime. That's what I really want to see. Her process, So they're ready to chop the block one time, Let's make sure. Let's see if she's there, genuinely to find love, or she's trying to, pay up the hill.
Well, let me put this to you, Q, if I may, because I think it was Dominique, Emily, and then I'm trying to think of the two others. But with Dominique, I think personally, she was probably one of the more opening personalities at the mixer. And I think because maybe it wasn't the right vibes that were connecting with some people, maybe that's why she was put up. Because even in the mixer, I didn't really see her as a person that should have even been put up, because she didn't really give off any vibe. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I mean, she did kind of. She wasn't a mixer with her nose kind of held high the first time, and the second one she came back very down to earth. So that's but also, like I was saying, she's been on TV previously. I think you exposed that information as well.
Yeah,
So,
she was on Basketball Wives before, correct?
so I mean, she knows how TV is done. She knows how to stay
Sure.
relevant. You know what I mean? She knows how to stay relevant. So, um, so she does have a leg up on the competition on giving production what they would like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because guys that she wasn't interested in at the first mixer, they became gorgeous to her and so interesting to her on the second mixer. So
Right.
let's see where this goes.
No, I fully agree with you. I appreciate your take because I do think that it's very true that we only know the version that we see, right? I will say this: I rather would sit down with Dominique and talk to her than Emily, because at least with Dominique, she has at least more of an open personality. You know what I mean? You could at least try to find an entry point, and you can stay there with her. But I also appreciate your take too of hopefully
Big dog, I totally agree. She has an amazing personality, but I'm below that it took us to get to the second mixer and to find that out. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, open now. You know what I mean? She's a whole nother person, it seemed like. Maybe because she had a taste of elimination. Maybe she had that thing that's kind of like, oh, nah, this for real. This ain't, I'm just not about to be on TV, just because I'm pretty, my body bang. I got to really let these people know, like, I have more to offer.
Yeah. And I fully agree with that. I think this might be the first time that, like I said before, that we've had somebody from the world of reality TV on Ready to Love. And for those of you who are Ready to Love Nation members, that you are deep in the lore, I'm sure that we will probably be corrected. #54321. But in the meantime, between time for the seasons that we have reviewed it, we don't believe that there's been a reality star or even somebody from the world of reality TV on Ready to Love. As always, Q, I appreciate your take, bro, because I feel like with you and me, we are of the same mindset of we both believe in love, but also too, you look deeper with what is the weight of love to you and how do you carry that weight. So no, I appreciate it as always, bro. You know that. And with these two here, say that again.
I said same here. I really respect your point of view. You give me a lot of times I look at the situation a lot different, because sometimes you like you said, you only see life through your lens. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And also, production only produces what you give them, like you always say. So a lot of times you really got to be open-minded. You know what I'm saying? To looking at the whole picture of it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you only see your perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And by the way, I do have to say shout out to production, because this was beautiful. I don't know where this venue is, but this was a nice venue. I mean, to have the fireplace that right on point in the background, like, shout out to y'all, for real. This conversation definitely was one of the highlights of the episode, because Dominique was smiling throughout. Dominique daddy is a pastor, which, Lord Jesus, I would have fallen as a sinner. Yes. Your daughter is Eve and I am Adam, and I am eating and partaking and enjoying from her garden, and she is enjoying my garden. Yes, indeed. With that being said, Belo is a Muslim. But Belo is very understanding, because Belo says that he's not one of those Muslims that to Dominique's points of do you have 3 wives, they gotta wear what they wear. And by the way, the what they wear is a part of their culture. So I just want everybody to know, I don't think Dominique was shaming that at all, because at this point in 2025, your existence can be a crime. So I just wanted to give that context, conjecture, and connection to that. I'm just saying, I don't think most Dominique is going to roll that way. But Belo, he wants feedback because he believes feedback makes for a great marriage and a great relationship and everything in between. And Dominique talked about, would you mind, having kids through a surrogate? And Belo was kind of wondering, like, I don't mind that, but, have you, been through, having kids? And Dominique talked about 2 miscarriages, which, if you don't know the Black mortality and maternity rates, they will piss you the fuck off. There was just a woman just recently that got kicked out of a hospital as she was about to give birth. And it will just look up Black women in pregnancy. Sincerely, and everything else in between. So, Q, what did you think about that? You had your mic open, good sir.
Not to cut you off, but to piggyback on what you said, we got to do a better job protecting our women, our African and we got to do a better job protecting, because that mortality rate is crazy. And sometimes seeing certain things or hearing certain things, it can either make you want to go through or not. You know what I mean? So her expressing that about her miscarriage and stuff like that, depending on how the audience or the person that you're talking to takes it, it might make you want to try it again. You know what I'm saying? Or it might just shut you down completely. They had a very open conversation, but a lot of times in religion, believing one thing is kind of hard to persuade you to believe something else. You know what I mean? And just this one conversation, it was just like, I was like, wow, y'all are being very open. Because a lot of times you believe something for so long. And for her to say her dad's a pastor and her to be like, well, I'm open to dating a Muslim, you know what I mean? That kind of go against some of your beliefs, or it could. But for them to say, possibly, let me see where things go. They might switch. Might switch their belief or something like that. So that was kind of dope. A lot of times you'll be like, like the previous conversation they had about, not this couple, the other couple had about religion. It just, just shut the man down. But them to say, you know what, I might can deal with this. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm ready to see where things go. So that dynamic was crazy. It was crazy work. And that was cool to see as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go right ahead, Gigi.
No, I was just gonna say I definitely like that conversation, and I like that part too. I like how personal they were able to get, and how he was able to kind of comfort her in a position like that, instead of like making her feel like she was less than because she. And it doesn't seem like she's set in this choice, but because she was asking if it was possible just for the case. Because I feel like she's not completely against giving birth or having her own or even trying again, but the possibility of if this isn't possible, are you okay with it? And for him to be able to, take a second, think about it, and say, okay, well, let's go ahead and do it. Or yeah, I'm willing to do that if that was the case. But then also kind of dive into, well, why would you want that? Or, and for her to feel comfortable enough to say that was great chemistry. And something to point on, like what you said when he said he's kind of like, wondering why it was that she waited until after elimination to kind of change. Something I'm seeing, or at least what I think is, a lot of times when they get into these situations, like the dating shows, they come on there, and a lot of them, and women, they come on thinking that they look so good that they have the time to just start off with their appearance, not understanding this is kind of like speed dating in a different way. So coming in with your appearance, yeah, that's what someone's first going to see. But when it comes time to conversating and mixing, like, you really have to put your best foot forward in order to move forward. But if you're really not trying to date or really there to find love, then you're really not going to give all of yourself. I feel like maybe in the beginning, she went on with kind of that, she kind of had that mind frame, but also she still gave a little bit of her personality. Even though she might not have gave all of it, she still gave some in the beginning, enough, way more than what Emily gave, okay? Because Emily thought that all she had to have was her titties out, and that was enough. But yeah, I think a lot of times, they come in with either the thought of this is just their 15 minutes of fame, so they're really not trying to put it all in there, or they have time that they really don't have, so they're not putting out as much as they want to. Because how many times have we heard someone say, how many times have we heard them say, like, oh, I'm really introverted, so I really don't, or it takes me time to open up and to get to know someone, and I like to take my time and take things slow. It's like, yeah, that's great in a normal situation, but in a situation like this, you got to speed it up. And I feel with Dominique, she kind of realized that, like, oh, okay, wait a second, this is different than basketball wives, because basketball wives, it was a set season. This isn't kind of like a race.
Correct.
Like, so taping and editing, all that, recording, all of that is totally different when it comes to that kind of reality show for the dating show. So I think once it clicked to her, like, hey, you got to go all in. This is what we're seeing now, where she's actually opening up. She's having these open conversations. She's able to, you know, speak openly about having two miscarriages. That's hard for a woman to speak about. For her to openly speak about that, speak about children, then being able to say, hey, okay, well, I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim. How would this work? What does that look like? How would we be able to blend that? Because 2025, there's a lot of religion blending.
Yes, it is.
That might not be, the word, but that's not it. But there are a lot of people who are from different religions who are getting married, and they're keeping their religions. Nobody's trying to convert one or the other, and they're actually celebrating, the way that they do. There might be certain things that change, to respect each other's religion, but it's not like a full conversion like it would be before. But yeah, I love these conversations that they're having this season, especially this episode. Like these conversations are so purposeful, intentional, and I feel like they are going to lead to love in this space. So I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And not to mention too, I truly believe that while you may not be able to have things understood in time that you're in the experience, everything will come out in due time. Because as we've said before, there's been plenty of times where, Sharice, for example, Sharice and Fritz last season, after the show, they had time to debrief and get to know each other outside the process. So sometimes with this show and many other shows, sometimes you have to be seen so you can be embraced. So even if, it doesn't work out, or maybe, they get cut, not because you come, but just because it's the process, doesn't mean it's over. And unlike other shows, you can actually get somebody's number and continue this thing. You know what I mean? Which is way different than on The Bachelor, because on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, other dating shows, reality shows, they take everything away from you because they want you to be in that immersion. So that is a plug for this show. But I really enjoyed this. I really, really did. Good stuff. So, with that being said, got some go-karting going on. Yes, indeedy. So we have Xavier in the back. We have Ashley. We have Carday. And apparently Billy Ray Cyrus' black brother came on this season as well. So we had Reby Jackson, Emily come on this season, and we had Billy Ray Cyrus, black brother, come on. Business in the front, part in the back, come on this season. And then we have Shannon, and then we have Devon. So they're doing go-karts. And,
Yeah, it sounds favorite there too.
say that again?
Corday and Ashante was there too.
Yes. Yes, Corday and Ashante was there. Thank you so much, gorgeous, as always. So they're doing go-karts, having a good time. I believe Devon won, if I'm not mistaken. So then this conversation here with these two was so cute because Shannon asked, Devon, what type of trivia do you like? And Devon said, I like movies. And Shannon was like, I like movies too. So it's like, maybe it might be, a movie game night maybe in the future. And then they talked about Harry Potter and what house you're in. And, shout out to somebody that passed. And Shannon was like, I know. And I was like, first of all, shout out to Geeks on Ready to Love. I was so excited.
Hold on, but wait a second. I'm sorry, I had to cut him off because I was like, wait a second. It's not Mrs. McGonagall, it's Professor McGonagall. That's listen, I love Harry Potter and yeah, do not. I was so insulted when he said Mrs. I was like, no, she's a professor. How dare you? Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like if you saw Shannon and Devon at Universal Studios Hollywood and they were about to go into the Wizarding world of Harry Potter, Shannon, you're good. You shall not pass, Devon.
Devon. Who is this pale man who's draped in black? Who is the head of Slytherin House? Who?
I'm going to
Mr.
give you
Snake? No. Get out of here. Go.
I'm going to give you one chance. If you do not, and I repeat, if you do not get this correct answer, you shall release your wand box, your cloak, and your existence of you being a part of this community. One chance.
As soon as he would have said Mr. Snape, I would have like exit. Yeah.
But Gigi, I paid like $120 to get into the park. What am I supposed to do?
Go to the Super Mario Park. Go. Yes. Go to Transformers. Go.
But the cool thing about it is the new cool. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a bunch of people who actually know what's going on in that conversation. You know what I mean? You have people that are big Harry Potter fans. You know what I'm saying? And versus them not being themselves.
Correct.
To talk about a topic that they're not versed in. You know what I'm saying? Versus talking about something that a lot of people might consider geeky. You know? And I really found that very cool. And they were just being themselves. You know what I mean? And when he expressed it, she picked it up. She's like, oh, so you this type of, not this type of person, but it's stuff that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? And you're open to it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when you start talking about
fandom, geek stuff.
Yes, sci-fi and things of that nature. If that does not get your brain turning, you might say it's lame or corny or this or that. But just because you haven't really opened your mind up to look at something different, you know what I mean? And that was real cool. This conversation was cool because it's very common now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I absolutely agree. And listen, nephew Tommy, listen, Ready to Love Fandom Edition, Ready to Love Beauty and Geek Edition. Okay? Listen, we've been giving you ideas for years, okay?
And it's being heard. It's being heard. You know what I'm saying? It's being heard because it's crazy through the conversation we had through the season. I really feel like our voice is
No, you are absolutely right. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I remember last season, we were talking about how bad the production was on the Union. And now look, throughout this season, the character in the scene and the quality of what we're watching as back to the total picture is 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like our voice is being heard.
Oh, absolutely, without question. And by the way, for all those other editions, you don't have to do it in the city. I really don't believe you have to. I know you and Gigi might have a different take, but for those like the Fandom Edition, the Beauty Geek Edition, those editions, you can fly people in. I mean, y'all been on for 11 seasons at this point. Y'all can do a partnership with.
Yeah, definitely. That and that would be the whole. No, because you're absolutely right. Like, why man, especially for the Phantom Edition, or doing it, even if it is Universal Studios, or doing a Hollywood edition where you fly, people in, and you're in Hollywood. You do Atlanta. You can do.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't even have to be major cities, because there are some small little cities that have big, a lot of culture.
Yes.
So, be nice to highlight some of these little small places too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, brother. Yeah.
No, much love to both of you for that. And we and of course, we joke about different editions and stuff, but sincerely, having those editions and expanding it out of just you have to be in that city would actually bring you a higher quality of casting. Because let me tell you something, it's hard for somebody to fake them like a Nickelodeon. It's hard for somebody to fake like a Disney. It's hard for somebody to fake like in Harry Potter. You know what I mean? It's hard for somebody to fake like in K-pop. It's hard to fake somebody like in Megan Thee Stallion, right? So being able to see different editions of ways that people really love what they love and that can create love, that would just make more seasons on all. We actually trying to keep owning business, okay? That's what we doing over here. But I really did love the fact that, a geek conversation got on national television with two black people. And you see Shannon was smiling throughout that conversation. Go ahead, Q.
I mean, the cool thing about these different Ready to Love revamp is you don't have to have it on Friday night. We're trying to get Monday night popping, Tuesday night popping, Wednesday night popping, Saturday morning popping. You know what I'm saying? You all these different twists to Ready to Love. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It'll really bring more an eye to own,
Absolutely. Not to mention too, how about this for a edition? Ready to Love Overcomers Edition, where people submit their biggest overcomer story. Imagine somebody, transforming their life in terms of weight and winning a huge marathon, and then somebody who's overcome cancer and they're on the Ready to Love Overcomers Edition. They find love on that edition of Ready to Love. Like, the possibilities truly are endless, sincerely. So,
Ready to Love Divorced and Dating. Ready to Love the parenting edition, like we said, for ones who are single parents. Not elderly edition, but still, we can do
golden edition.
Right, golden edition. Matter of fact, and we can even do it for the young ones. Let's do some college tours. Maybe hit some ones that
HBCU edition would be so fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think y'all better than my fuck? Yeah, you ain't gonna do shit about it.
But yeah, so right, like you said, you're trying to open up, every day of the week. We need prime time slots. We need, the weekend daytime slots, weekday slots. Like, we're all of them. Let's open up as many opportunities as possible.
Absolutely. And not to mention too, and Gigi, you and me have talked about this behind the scenes with what TLC has done with 90 Day Fiance. If they take Ready to Love and they apply that 90 Day Fiance sauce to Ready to Love in terms of diversifying the editions and everything, Okay, all good, brother. Love you as always, man. Shout out to little man as well. Much love to you, good sir.
Yeah,
If
much
they take
love to you. Have a great day.
absolutely, if they take that 90-day fiance, no, go ahead, Q. I'm sorry.
Oh, holla, fam. Next
All right,
week.
brother. Love you as always. See you next week, brother. If they take that 90-day fiance sauce and apply it to Ray to Love Gigi, they would have been amazing by now. Sincerely, like, and the thing with TLC is the fans don't give a fuck. That is the 90-Day Fiance network. They love it in any and every form because the foundation of the franchise ain't broken.
Right, and that's what's made it capable for them to have so many spinoffs. And that's why they've been running so long. Like they could keep flipping 90 Day Fiance in every which way, and people still like it just because of you already know. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
But yeah, I feel like Ready to Love is they're close to it too. They're close.
yeah, no, fully agree. Like we said on, if you want myself, GGQ, and Solana, $20 million a piece for us. That's $80 million. But we're worth it though. And the gag is we already given away most of what we would have done already for free. So all you gotta do is just hire us, apply what we said, and then execute it. That's how easy we are. Well, I'm not gonna say how easy we are, but the process would be that easy. But we come with some weight. Okay? Good day. All right. So then we have Carday and Ashley here, and they were talking about, physical activity and, how it's nice to see somebody in a different environment. And, Ashley, she loves, words of affirmation, and Carday loves physical touch. And it seemed like, there was a connection here. You know what I mean? I think Carday, at first, it was just like, he got off on the wrong foot, but he settled into himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely. I feel like he's finding his rhythm. He's starting to get more comfortable with the process. He's starting to, like loosen up, and he's in his element right now. So I can see him going a little bit further too. And actually, she seems like she's really open. She seems like she could be a good match too. Like I feel like there's a lot of them who are dating for a purpose, so it's in good hands right now. Like this show has so much potential, and this season has so much potential for them finding real love that I'm so excited to see who ends up with it.
And you know what? This is and by the way, y'all, I just thought about this. This right here is Tarzan, and that's his Jane with the glasses. Because, Jane, was the explorer and everything in Disney's Tarzan. But that's either here or there. That's a side note. But to that point, Gigi, this is a different take from you, because I remember you said in the beginning, Ray, Q, Solana, I just hope that the preview comes out in the wash. I'm paraphrasing it, but that's basically what you said. And it seems like it's coming out in the wash. There's some meat on this season with some seasoning.
Listen, so I don't know if you guys have seen this meeting for this barbecue spot in Marietta, and with the old guy and the glasses, and he's talking about tenderism. If you guys have it, funny. So this good barbecue spot out here, and that's what the guy does. But yeah, that's what it is. It's a lot of tenderism. Okay, it's a lot of meat on this bone.
Yes.
So I'm liking it. I can see the juices flowing out. So I feel that this might be a good cut.
Yeah. No, fully agreed. Fully agreed. So then we are in Nephi Tommy's lounge. And by the way, Belo took a page out of Braylon Lee's book and said, the lounge got my name on it. It's like, no, it's not Belo. I think it's Belle. But you know what? Listen, I saw what you did, Okay, nicely done. So what did you think of the lounge look this season? Now we don't know if the ladies are going to be in this same lounge because usually it's a different lounge for the ladies. What did you think of the lounge, Gigi?
I feel like whoever is on the art direction side and actually doing, the setups and finding the locations did a really, really good job. I feel like the aesthetic fits. It fits the personalities of the men. It fits uh, the scenario. And it's a good vibe. It fits Detroit. It fits the culture. I like it. I like it. And I really want to see if it's going to be the same for the women or different. I was actually wondering that. Like, I wonder if they're going to use the same one, but I like their setup.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a down the home lounge for sure. So in this lounge, you know what happens in the lounge stays in the lounge, right? So we start off with who everybody's getting along with. Darius and Carday said Ashley. Devon, Chris say Shannon, but with Chris, he said that Shannon has a Michelle Obama or Claire Huxtable energy. Now, those aren't just black women you just pull out on just any black woman. Those are very high compliments. Okay. Vince and Nicole, that's what Vince is feeling like. Ed said that Nicole wore a red dress and that was revealing. And so he would like to get to know her more because, as you guys know, Ed and Nicole went to college together. So it's been some years. Stephen and Lauren, they had some time. I don't think we saw that interaction with Stephen and Lauren in this episode, but apparently they had some fun. Fun mom, fun wife energy. And then, of course, Belo and Dominique. So then we get to, who they're not feeling. Xavier said Emily. Belo said Emily. And Vince said Emily. Chris said Donnah. Ed likes Donnah, but it's the religious part for him, right? Darius says Donnah. It was interesting because at this point, Vince looked like he was going to say something. And Vince, I will just say this to you, bro. Even though it's early, you need to have a voice now, or they will make sure you don't have a voice later. Because you and Donnah did have a great conversation. You said that she was quirky in this, that, and the third. Do not give energy outside that you will not defend on the inside of the lounge. What did you think of this lounge, Gigi?
That is so true. That is so true. And for this time, I'm gonna actually say that I don't see that the guys actually I feel like their picks were actually legit, and their reasonings were legit. And I don't feel like they're fucking around. Okay, they're not keeping people. If you are not about it, if you are not aligned with the goal, there is no keeping you around. That first, curveball that Tommy did, that was in favor. That was showing favor. But I feel like the actual people who are actually here today, they're not playing. So they're dating with intention, they're conversating with intention, and they're giving their honest opinions on who they like and who they don't like, because they were able to actually take that time to find out. So seeing Donnah and Emily, of course, down in the bottom, not surprising at all. I was surprised though, because I didn't see a lot of, was it Steve and Laura? I know that there was like a little clip, little quick one,
Right.
but it wasn't really too much. But that says a lot when the ones who didn't even really get that much time had more personality, or gave more, or gave enough to even still be able to stay. Because even if Laura had talked to just Steve, I didn't see her talk to any other guy. I didn't see her talk to anyone else. She was not camera frame at all, but yet she was still not even conversated about or put down in the bottom.
Yeah. That's a very good observational point of the fact that um even though that Laura was not seen, she was still not brought up. That's a very observational point.
Right, but then you have Emily, who who's showing all her assets and there, and she's been in the bottom twice. This is
Yeah.
the second time, and this time there was no help for her. Um, but yeah, I feel like the lounge was definitely a good lounge. I feel like everybody agreed because they kind of have similar um, conversations with these people in a
Hmm.
way. So it wasn't like it was far fetched what they were saying and how they felt. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I can see it, I can see it.
It wasn't
So
very territorial either. You know what I mean? It
hmm
was
yeah.
everybody had the right to say whoever they wanted to, and it
Hold
was a
on, Ed though. Ed kind of seemed a little territorial because when Ben started saying something about who was it, Nicole, he
yeah.
was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, oh yeah, I like Nicole. I like her as more.
that is true.
I'm trying to see her more than as a sister." Like,
But you
oh,
know what? But you know what I mean though of the what was that situation? Treasure and Bimini or oh my god, you know the people I'm talking about, right? Oh my god, the one that the young lady went up and tried to hit Janelle for.
I think okay. Um, yeah.
Habibi. That's what I meant to say.
I was about to say Habibi, but I was like, wait a minute, why did that not sound right either?
But I think it was Habibi
Yeah.
because remember it was Treasure that got up and was. That's what I meant by being territorial. You are right. It was
Mhm.
territorial, but was it like
Yeah, it wasn't, like it was about to be a fight or rough or, disrespectful. No, it was just like, he was like, wait a second, I'm noticing her differently than when we
right?
was in school. So, but yeah, it wasn't like no disrespect, no hard feelings, like, oh, watch your back type. And like you said, that was a great example, the whole Habibi thing. Like it wasn't a situation like that. Um, but yeah, like the guys they seem so far they seem respectful, but we know that later on there's a situation with Darius and someone else. Uh,
Hmm.
so we'll see how that one plays out. But
Yeah, that was a very tense situation at the table. It was a dinner, everybody in the season trailer. And what did you think about Vince? Did you think I was right on point with that comment of him looking around when Deborah was talking about, but he really didn't say anything? Because I really felt that. Like, you hearing all these comments and you ain't saying,
yeah, yeah, I still don't think he truly knows like exactly what he wants. I'm not sure if he's fully comfortable or even if his person is really there. So he's a question mark for me, honestly. Um, yeah, something about him just kind of like is a little. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to see a little bit more, but just you already know. Whenever I say something just ain't right about somebody, or I'm not sure about them, it normally
it
something
plays.
comes out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit back and see when it comes to that. But yeah, I did notice how he was kind of silent in that moment, and it's like, hey, if you like this person, speak up, or if you don't like them, speak up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let it be known. But
No, absolutely. So now we get to Steven and Donna, and then we get to Emily and Chris, right? So with Steven and Donna, right? Um, you know, Steven talked about how one of the men felt like you were being judgmental. And Deborah owned up to it and she said that yes, it was Darius. But also too, I was being judgmental on my part and maybe I could be a little bit better. So the fact that she owned up to it, good for her, because there are some people that Mel Ray love that will never own up not to a fifth quarter or a half lick split drop, whatever the hell, of being responsible for anything. And then, of course, the religious conversation came up. But like we said here, I don't think that was more of a slight on her. If anything, that was just, it's not compatible, but that doesn't make you a bad person. While with these two here, it wasn't bad with these two either. But with Chris and Emily asked for feedback. And it was just like, Lord Jesus. It reminded me of what last season, Gigi, when it was that conversation about sexuality and stuff like that, and it got out of hand.
Yeah.
Table. Which I can't remember the.
Never Ever Met.
No, I don't think it was Never
Which
Ever
one?
Met.
Are we talking about Ready to Love?
I think it was Ready to Love in Philadelphia. If I'm
So I was
not
gonna say there was a situation on Never Ever Met where that kind of came up during the game time.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. It also did happen in Philly when it came up about sexuality, which I think that was one of the reasons why Tommy said something about the polygamy edition.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing, when you ask for feedback, you gotta be willing to receive it. And it just seemed like there was no. You try to part the Red Sea. Emily was not parting the S, the A, or the E at all. She wasn't separating none of the letters. And Chris said there were some conversational barriers, and Emily said, well, they just wouldn't shut up. But it's just like, Emily, did they not shut up, or did you shut them down? For real. And then we talked about sexuality as an insecurity, and she said that some men lead with lameness. So, what did you think about this conversation here? And then if you want to talk about Stephen and Donnah, because if you want to talk about Stephen and Donnah, we can. But I felt like that was more of a respectful, just, hey, listen, this is what the guys are saying. It wasn't any earthquake energy in that conversation.
Right. Hello, my sweet. Hold on, Braylon, please. Hold on.
Hey, my sweet.
Says, hello, Braylon. With the found you, I was going depending on two shows. He just gets when I say hello, Braylon.
Oh, no.
I don't think he was dissing you at all.
Hey, no.
He definitely is not that type.
No. Hey, beautiful. First of all, welcome and glad to have you here. When I am pulling up a picture, I'm not seeing the comments right away. So just know that was not intentional, beautiful. There's a thing that we share a second screen, and so I was just on the other screen. So no, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And my sweet, we've talked before in chats before, so I'm not going to have that energy with you and me now. No. So welcome in, and thank you for defending me on T Show. For those of you who don't know, I'm giving you the real tea. Very good content creator. He was talking about, some of the gay men that were defending Melody. And we all know how much I love giving my last name out for free. And what I like, and everything in between. And my sweet defending me. So I appreciate you, love you, value, and appreciate you. So yeah, it's all good. Believe me, I was not dissing you at all. And thank you, Gigi, for bringing that up. But yeah, I don't diss people on here now. No.
Not unless you deserve it.
That is true. That is very true. But on every single tour, I think I've read every comment on every single tour. Now, of course, if it's a troll, I don't read the comment because there's no point in giving them any attention. But most of the time, and Gigi's been here on many tours with me, even with our Ready to Love shows, I don't dismiss people when I'm live. I make sure everybody has a good time. You are reflected in the conversation, but most of all, we make sure that you feel like there's a space for you here. So just know that.
Now that's out the way.
Say that again.
I said now that we done got that out the way.
Yes.
Go ahead and finish up with this. But you were talking about with Emily, or you ended with them talking about her sexuality, or so you can go ahead and continue.
Yeah. I was saying if you want to talk about Steven and Donna, we can, but I don't feel like it really had too much energy with that. And you're good, my sweet. We're good over here. We are good, my friend. I appreciate you for still rocking with me. Appreciate you for sure. So I'm guessing you want to talk about this conversation here because, like I said, with Steven and Donna, it really wasn't too much. Like it was just here are some things, do better. That was basically it. But go ahead, Gigi.
Yeah, to your point, when it comes to Stephen and Donna wasn't really too much there, just because of the fact that, you know, it is what it is. She made it through. Now the one thing is her talking about being judgmental. I feel like instead of her being, she acknowledged it, but she doubled down and was like, "I'm good at it." Like to me, that was kind of
that's true. She said that she
that
wasn't
was
switch up her dating pattern. Love you right back, my sweet. Yes, she was gonna switch up her dating pattern. You are right on that. She did say that.
So I was like, that's a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand what you're saying. Yeah, as humans, we all judge. We are all judgmental, or we can be. Sometimes it's you unconsciously, sometimes it's purposely done. In her case, the way she said she's good at it, she purposely does it. Like I feel like to her she feels like that's a good quality to have, is to be judgmental, and it's not. That can actually be more harmful than anything.
Yes.
It's great to have good judgment, but it's also great to have good discernment as well. So understanding your judgment and understanding how to, differentiate between what you're judging is so much different than actually just going out and judging off what you see, or,
Absolutely.
it just being a biased judgment.
Right. It goes back to something that Dwayne The Rock Johnson said. He said, it's nice to be important, but it's the most important to be nice.
Yeah. It really is. Just like, okay, so people, and a lot of people, like, they want to be famous because they want to be rich. They want to be successful. Or they feel like, money comes with fame, but they don't understand there's a lot behind fame. There's a lot of, downfalls that come with being famous. But if you're going to be famous or you're going to be rich,
or hell, even known at that point.
Yeah, any of that. Like, what's the point of being known if you're not doing nothing with your name? You know what I'm saying? When your name really doesn't hold anything, it's like, okay, what's the point of being known? Just like people who are rich, what's the point of being rich if you're not really doing anything with your richness? Just like there was something that I had seen not too long ago, and it was like it was during the the government shutdown that we just went through.
Yes.
And it was saying something like, I think it was either talking about Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, one of them. But it's like these people have billions of dollars, okay? Billions and billions of dollars. I think it was like one of them said it was like $43 billion, something like that.
Correct.
And their thing was, if there's, what was it, 9 million American or 90 million American, something million Americans. They were saying like if there was 9 million Americans or something,
right,
and you gave each of them $1 billion or $1 million to 900, let's just say 900 million Americans, and you gave each American $1 million,
they would
you still have plenty of money.
Yeah,
like you're helping out, with the money that you have, and you still have plenty left because, 900 million to a billionaire is not really shit. It's nothing. That's pocket change. But to the average American, $1 million is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can have all this stuff and you can be judgmental, but if it's not doing nothing for you, then what's the point?
Absolutely.
So yeah, with her, I just feel like that was the point that got me, is like, Okay, you're admitting to being judgmental, but then you're saying you're good at it, but you're doubling down and saying you're not going to change that. All right, well, let's see how far that's going to get you when it comes to dating. And again, not saying not do not be. I'm not saying don't be judgmental, but don't be discriminately judgmental.
Exactly
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Exactly right.
Like, and practice discernment. Like, understand if what you're judging is right or wrong.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with that, because sometimes too, and to use a classroom metaphor, just because the person always gets an A on the test all the time or is always raising their hand doesn't mean the person who's not raising their hand all the time isn't smart. Doesn't mean that that person that, hey, they got A+2, they're just not talking about, doesn't mean that they can't handle business in the classroom. You know what I mean? So you have to have discernment with your classroom. Now, I don't know if she's a classroom teacher, but when you hear mathematician, you think of class. We know mathematicians are known for, science, shout to Hidden Figures, and that amazing movie with those 3 black women that are foundationally amazing, a part of the NASA program. So please watch Hidden Figures, one of the best bio films of all time. So we know that math is in the world, but you can't solve everything through math. Because if that was the case, Braylon Lee plus his gift equals billions of dollars. That sounds like a good equation, Gigi, right? Just like if you put you plus your gift equals billions of dollars, if that equation worked, we would have been doing a long time ago, right?
Yeah, by that math standard.
If equations worked, we will be doing shit. But unfortunately, life does not work like that. What up, Josh? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Glad to have you here, man.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you. By the way, Josh is from the Never Ever Met. We are doing Ready to Love. We got My Sweet in the building. We also have 667 Chevy. And then I am Gila said, hey, Braylon. I think that was my first time ever seeing her, but she put the heart, she put the rose emoji, which means she's seen me around on YouTube. So she's seen me in a good light. But glad to have you here, bro. Listen, we're still waiting on season 4 renewal, Gigi? On Never Ever Met, right?
3.
Season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Child, season 4 on the way after season 3, but yes, we're waiting for season 3.
And speaking of season 2, might be able to get Tati. Might be able to do an interview with Tati. Maybe.
Listen,
I'm about that.
Listen, I'm down to interview Tati. She has her YouTube channel. I am subscribed because after Two Sugars One Shot broke up, she has she's been doing her thing and she DMs me videos and stuff. But of course, it's probably one of those send out to everybody messages, because you can time your messages. If you're a social media manager, about .com and other things where you can schedule your messages and stuff. So whenever you're on, like, for example, a Instagram channel, and you see Tony Braxton saying, oh my God, I have a new residency, or oh my God, I have a new project, that is a social media manager doing that, okay?
Yeah, Josh, you could definitely put a word in, go ahead and do that.
Oh, yes,
but
please. This show comes on Friday nights at 9/8 Central, I believe. It's usually 8/7 Central, but they've been coming on at 9/8 Central, right?
Yeah,
yeah, for this season, which was a weird switch up, because like I said, they usually come on at 9/8 Central. And yes, please put a good word in for the season renewal. Wait, I'm trying to think. Are you going to put a good word in for Tati or for the season renewal?
Yeah, because I had actually seen on her Instagram that she was in LA at a place called Leimert Park, which is a place I love to go. Whenever I go to LA, I have to go to Leimert Park. Like, we just have to go there. They have like a little art museum. We always go in there and check out the new art they have. But it's for us, for the culture. So I
Okay.
love going. They have food, they have clothes out there. And the good thing about being out there, like a lot of people don't know, but they've done a lot of filming out there. So a lot of shots from like Straight Outta Compton was filmed there. The show Insecure was filmed there.
Think of
Waiting
that.
to Exhale was filmed out there. Um, a lot of other movies, but it's just a great place for the culture. Just love being out there. But I seen that she was there, messaged her, just like send a little message underneath or commented underneath the video, and she commented back. But yeah, would definitely love, especially if she is in LA. Like it would be so easy to meet up with her and either do an interview on her show, also have her do an interview with us. But yeah,
Oh,
Josh, if you could do that, like
yes,
let's get
please.
that set up so we can get that going too, because I feel like that's a good opportunity as well.
Oh, absolutely. And Tati has definitely been stomping the yard for sure. And shout out to, can you say that park one more time for the people?
Lamert Park,
Lamar Park. Shout out to Lamar Park
yeah,
for sure. Love those.
definitely a great,
That
great
area.
place. One of my favorite places to go out there.
Absolutely. And by the way, we are still waiting for season 3 of the Never Ever Mets. For those of you who don't know what the Never Ever Mets is, 7 couples who have been dating virtually but never met in real life. It's a fabulous show. Season 2 got crazy. Go back and watch our reviews. You'll get caught up. But we're waiting for season 3 for that. Our host of Houston, we're waiting for season 2 renewal for that. Ready to Love, they ain't gonna give up the show for shit because they ain't got no other content right now. Okay, so listen, we're waiting for renewals, and also too, if there is any new shows that you guys see, let us know, because me and Gigi are definitely about supporting Black Hollywood and Black content creation for sure. Because all we have is each other. So,
Absolutely.
But yeah, this show comes on Fridays at 9/8 Central. So yes, indeed. But I think that was about it for Donnah. Basically, just recognize that sometimes multiplying yourself can be fun. You know what I mean? You don't have to divide everything, and guys, subtract the negative. You can add things. Okay, you can multiply things. Things can be good. So.
Yeah, but moving on to Emily and Chris. Not surprised she's down. Even just, with her demeanor, you could just tell maybe it's just that her person wasn't there. Maybe there's a certain kind of person that she normally goes for or is looking for. So she really wasn't willing to open herself up to the rest of the process because she already seen that she wasn't, physically attracted. Because I feel like with her trying to lead with her look, that's what she looks for. She looks for somebody that can match her look instead of actually mentally match her or emotionally match her.
Because when she said that some of the men lead with lameness, I'm like, now listen, I know that not everybody is there. I know everybody is not everybody's cup of tea, but I didn't really, and we didn't really see anybody be mean to Emily on the show. Now we don't know what happened behind the scenes, but from what we see, nobody really led with lameness per se. What did you think of that comment?
I felt like that comment was just out of pocket. There was no reason for it at all, just for the simple fact of why, where did it come from? And again, that leads me to believe even more that she felt like because of the way that she looked, she should have been chosen. They should have liked how she looked, and she should have been able to stay off of that. And it's like, no, you have to give more than that. Like, people want substance. This is a new age, new year, new time. People are not going for that, the plastic look like that. Because honestly, you can slap makeup or, work out and become all of these things that people are paying to become. You can become that naturally. So it's, It's not that hard to find, but finding someone with substance and personality and that matches you and somebody you can conversate with, and just like you said, in the term you said, someone who you wake up with and you can't wait to return to find that type of person is very, it's rare. It's hard to find. But people are starting to look for that more and more now because dating's getting harder. People are tired of being single. You know, sex is not what it used to be. So many STDs. You know, it's just, it's not even worth it anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, like I said, I don't feel like maybe her person was here or who she felt like is the type of person she normally would match with was there. So she's not really looking to give all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And hey, TY Nicole, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. And child, let's get to this preview because this preview it's got a little something to it. So for the preview, we have the women are in control. It looked like it was a different lounge, I believe. Then we had Nicole and Devon. Then we had Ed and Shannon, Belo and Dominique, and then Belo and Christina. I feel like Christina is more of a professional career Sahara because when she said what she said about, listen, I'm about, in my relationships that, listen, it's an equal exchange and men gonna give me money, they gonna step out. And I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, and that's so crazy because she starts off with like, oh, I see the attention that he was given to Dominique, and I see their relationship, so I need to see what's going on. And then you hit him with that. It's like, girl, do you really think he's gonna stay? Like, what are you?
No.
Yeah. Either you gotta give me money or bow out. Your choice. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's going to bow out.
Yeah. And you know what this is giving me, Gigi? This is giving me, because you remember in the season premiere, right? When she said, like, if I go to a concert, it's gotta be VIP, and I don't know how to go to a concert and not be an artist. And it's just like,
right, yeah, just doing too much.
What?
Just doing way too much. And what's so crazy is because, I mean, that's not the first that I've heard that from artists, but also I've heard like the real true artists, people who have actually been in the industry and who've been doing it a long time, even the ones who are truly famous, Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, even the newer ones, they'll let you know, like, yeah, maybe not sitting in the regular crowd because, they're famous.
Yeah.
But even being able to sit, where they have security and they are in kind of a general population and they're able to just enjoy the concert as a regular person, not performing. A lot of them say that that's what they enjoy and they prefer that instead of performing. So it's like, if you want to be a diva, that's fine. Nobody's stopping you. But that's not about to be where you think you're going to find your man at doing stuff like that. If that's the case, I mean, you might as well just stay with somebody that's in the industry that can actually handle your lifestyle.
Right.
It's trial and error, and you don't have you if you're finding your person, I guess, telling them, hey, this is what I prefer. You have to take care of me. You have to give me money. Okay.
Right.
If that's what they are willing to do, then they're going to do that. Right. But also, even those type of men want substance.
Correct. No, absolutely right. And not to mention too, if you are in, for example, like the Cowboy Car Tour, there are people that will spend money to, be on those floor seats, you know what I mean? And you might see a celebrity there and they're not having an uproar about everyday person being next to them. They paid the money to be in that section and they understand what it is. You know what I mean? So it's nothing to trip over. And not to mention too, by the way, you see Nicole and Devon at a batting cage, and then you see Ed and Shannon having a moment about hands and everything else. But yeah, Christina, I don't know about you, child. I really don't know. And not to mention too, like, if you are who you say you are, right? Why haven't you made it? That's my first question. But number
Right.
two, if you're here for love, why are you focused on Dominique? And the third thing, do you expect love to come to you when you are putting in a hate energy? Because when you sow hate, you give hate. When you sow love, you receive love. So did you really think sowing that energy was going to give you the energy you were looking for? Like I said, far be from me giving an opinion, but you put your ass on national television, so I'm just talking about you.
Yeah. And my sweet, I'm DD now.
Yep, hang on, let me take the comment down here. So yep, this is GG9 right here, everybody. Yes, indeed.
But also to the point about Christina, the fact that for her to say, "Oh, when I go to a concert, no, I want to perform." It's like, are you trying to upstage the artist? Because if you wasn't asked to be on the tour or an opening act, evidently there was a reason for it.
That part.
So
I mean, even Prince got upset by Kim Kardashian being on the stage.
yeah, it's like no, there's levels to it, and she just don't seem like she understands the full levels to it.
Yeah.
Like, and like you said, why have you not made it that? Where I mean, and I don't know how far she's gotten. She could be doing well, but that does not mean you're doing so well to where you are the showstopper and the diva of the show, and where you just have to. I have to have VIP, and I have to have security, and I have to have my own dressing room, even if I'm just there to enjoy the show, and I can't be around normal people because it's like, girl, stop, you're doing too much. Like that judgment that Donna had for Darius and that persona,
Yes.
I feel like that's true for Christina.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really see in her lasting too long.
No,
But
I really don't. And the crazy thing about reality TV, and we both know this very well, because whenever you and me do reviews together, and I said this during the Megan Thee Stallion Milagro Grams trial, which I'm covering. I said to my audience that I'm like, y'all, let me tell y'all how real I am when it comes to the after show reviews. I do not bring up anything, incorporate, and expound on anything on social media unless it relates to the show. Do I not?
right,
We not, because there's a responsibility here where there's a difference between viewers and consumers. Viewers, they tune in for the show. See you next week. Consumers, they consume anything and everything, right? And so with that being said, it's important for you to recognize that, Christina, if you keep being like this, you say you in the music industry, right? Gigi's out in LA. She's in Cali. People know people. So what you don't want to do is portray yourself in so bad of a fashion that there's a social media story that gets picked up on YouTube that me and Gigi have to come on live. Because that has happened before. Okay,
Yeah.
so
and my sweet, you can go on YouTube, Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan, which
Yes.
if you actually look at my logo, it's the same thing, a Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan. That is my old channel. I actually had to start a new one because I got logged out and everything, but it's okay. So we're starting a whole new one.
So yeah, Gigi,
But
she
yeah,
is.
I've been around for a very long time, and I'm in film. I'm out here in Cali, so I actually do film. I create movies, I write scripts, uh, build sets, and stuff like that.
And she is such a great friend to me. She actually was the one that brought me into the world of Ready to Love, because it was her, Solana, and Q, and Gigi. You know, me and Gigi met through a show that, well, child, Ready to Love is a bigger show than that show, but that's neither here nor there. But she brought me in. She said, "Hey, I know you cover, reality TV. Would you want to cover this with me?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, as long as everybody else is cool with it, I'm cool." And then I met Q, and then I met Salada, and then and then I've been here ever since. So, great content creator. Sincerely, I just dropped her link in the chat right there. Everybody like, comment, share, and subscribe for sure. And to that point, a real friend lifts you up, but will also bring you down to hold you accountable. And I feel like Gigi with Christina, she doesn't have a friend like you or me in her squad.
Right.
That can love her up and love her down with love, grace, and space. Because I have a feeling that you and me will probably go live about her, and she gonna be like, "Okay, that was so long ago. Yeah, I was rude." It's like, girl,
right?
Really told you on our review show, do not portray yourself in a way where somebody's gonna come back with your own tea. That's gonna make you look worse. Because on this show, people make themselves look worse by how they move. But hello, it's 2025.
Yes,
she's the famous one. Though. We don't know anything. Me and you are just a black man, black woman going on. But she the famous. Yeah, she on national TV. Finally.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't throw down the red carpet every time she walks into a room. I was waiting for the Coming to America rose petals.
Listen, can you imagine if there is a karaoke date on this season?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I want to. Yeah,
because nephew
that
Tommy,
would be a good date.
Like exactly like how nephew Tommy did the skate jam. All right, everybody, now everybody gonna sing, and the best singer, the best male singer, the best female singer gonna win a prize. If she gets on that stage and she sings like Ashley Darby, she better not say a word on social media. She better let the episode air. Let's talk about it and roll on. Oh my God. GG, you good, my friend?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was just putting a comment in the chat.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. But now, what did you think of what I have to say? Because I promise you, child, I feel like Christina's going to self-implode. I really do. Whether it's a group karaoke day or something down the line.
You know what would be bad though? You go to karaoke and they do the whole thing, and she's up there and she's singing her heart out, and she's sounding good, right? But then somebody else get up there and they sound better and get a bigger applause. Like she gonna walk out? She gonna walk out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can see that happening. Because if she got this upset over money and wanting money, honey, I can only imagine. She don't like being upstage, though.
And it's like, honey, do you want to be, a sugar baby, or are you trying to be
that part?
A wife? Like, which one? Because I understand what's over him. The way that she's going about it is so wrong, because you can find you a man, even a man that works minimum, gets paid minimum wage. I'm gonna say right now, you get a man that works and
I'll
gets
say
paid minimum wage. All right.
B Simone energy. You remember when she said she didn't want a 9-to-5 man, and now she doesn't want somebody stable. But go ahead, child. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, you can have a man that has a 9 to 5 and works regular hours, making minimum wage. But guess what? If he loves you, he's still going to do whatever he can to make sure that they're taken care of. And you
Absolutely.
could still have everything that you want. He will still get your nails done every 2 weeks. He will still go make sure that your hair is done every 2 weeks or every month or whatever the case is. You guys are still doing dates, but guess what? He's still only making minimum wage. They're still going to this 9 to 5, and you know what I'm saying? That's his job.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she's putting it, oh no, you gotta have this much money. You gotta make sure you give me money. It's like, girl, do you want the money or the man?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
And not
Because
to
you can
mention,
honestly have both, but you gotta go about it the right way. And you gotta have more substance than just, the gimme attitude.
yes. And not to mention too, sometimes it just takes the right person to bring out that hustler in you. Because some people may be doing
All right,
that
Josh.
regular.
Happy Thanksgiving,
All right,
and happy
Josh.
Thanksgiving to everybody in the chat.
Yes, indeed. Much love to everybody for a good happy Thanksgiving. And not to mention too, Gigi. And I'm sure this is more prevalent in California than anything else. Hey, and it's good to see you, my friend. I'm sure this is more prevalent in California than anywhere else, but it's prevalent all over the country. Sometimes that 9 to 5 job is just a means to an end for you to have a side hustle, so that can be your main hustle. You don't know what somebody's in the midst of, so like the hell. And here's the
I know we've all heard that it takes money to make money.
Yes.
So sometimes you have that minimum wage or that 9 to 5 just because you need that money to fund what's actually going to take off, the one that's actually going to make the money and be the career that you want. So,
absolutely. And not
but
to mention,
it's all in perspective, and you gotta have patience, and you also have to have respect.
Yes.
Like, she don't seem like she has that respect.
Not liquor respect. Not to mention too, you don't know who knows who, and you don't know how people work. Because I remember a time where me and Gigi, when we talked about that other show, and I think you remember this, Gigi. Remember how I took a picture and flipped it around? To be able to find out where they were doing the reunion.
Oh yeah.
See, you don't know who knows who. You don't know who has resources, and not to mention, too, that 9 to 5 brother or that 9 to 5 sister might have a connect that you've been looking for, but because you judging them, they're like, okay, you got it. Like if Gigi had Christina's mindset, she would have never met me. And not that Gigi does, everybody. I'm just saying.
Lord, listen. If I had that mindset, I would not be where I'm at right now. I mean, and I'm gonna say, even when there was a time in my life where I felt like fast money was the best money, and I wouldn't do no crazy shit, y'all don't do anything. But still, just thinking that it is better to, make fast money, or even being younger and having that thought of, oh, I want a man to take care of me, and you gotta do this and you gotta do that.
Right.
Let me tell you, that shit lasted when I say a hot split second, I was like, what the fuck are you thinking about? Girl, you are a murder. I was a teen mom at that. I don't have time to be thinking about crazy shit like that now. All of my decisions have to make sense. Now, they all didn't make sense, okay? I thought that they had to make sense, but they didn't, okay? I'm gonna admit it. All my decisions was not, they did not make sense. That's just, I'll be honest, all right? Okay? But still, it's like having that mindset of, especially being at her age.
Mm-hmm.
It was already a turn off how you were talking, like you were just the best thing ever. But then to tell this man, like, now you got to give me money or bow out, it's like, Oh no. What are you here for real?
Absolutely, and not to mention too, she should know this because of the music industry. Like every industry is about not just what you know, but who knows who. And let me just throw a little game Christina's way. Not like she's gonna listen to me or Gigi, but even though the women are in power this week, you don't think that Belo is not going to take that back to the men in this competition? You wait. Now I know what happens in the lounge stage in the lounge, but you don't think after that exchange that he ain't gonna call Devon and the others and talk to them about, hey, listen, I'm not telling y'all not to go after Christina, but we had a conversation and she said, listen, if you ain't giving no money, you ain't getting this honey. If you don't think he won't say that shit, okay. You got it. Because there's been women that have... No, go ahead, Gigi.
No, my bad. I was saying, yeah, that was just crazy to say.
Yeah, because there and hasn't there been women that a guy has done something to them already in love and they will take that back to the women like...
Quick thought.
So, child, it is what it is. Gigi, you got anything else, my friend? By the way, y'all, this is McQueen's Tea with Gigi Man right here. This is her YouTube channel. We are usually here every Saturday. Now, if you want to see her old content, it's a Queen's Tea with Gigi Man. I was about to say, have you tried like talking to YouTube support to see if they can, try to help you access that account at all, or have you just like in totality just kind of moved on?
Honestly, I've kind of in totality just kind of like said, I feel like things happen for a reason.
Okay.
So I'm just like, hey, it's all good. And like I said, the new podcast that I'm starting is completely different from reality TV.
Gotcha. Okay.
And anything like that. So it's kind of like a completely gear shift. So I feel like it was meant to happen. I'm not really too. I mean, I'm messed up about it because I had a good subscriber count going. I was close to my 1,000, but
right.
It's okay. It's nothing to start over and work it up again.
Absolutely. And I was just touching base with you because I know that account means something to you. That is it.
Yeah, because it was the start, but I knew it wasn't the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and there's I can still watch it from the channel. I just can't access and upload my videos and stuff or continue on from there. But it was enough for, like we were talking about, it was enough for the name to get out there.
Yes.
So even with with this new channel, with this one still doing reality TV, that it's good. But the actual podcast that I'm starting is more aligned with. It's completely different than this. So, which I told you, you definitely have to be a guest on because I know that you have a lot of great insight about all things. So the new channel, the new podcast is going to be about fringe science, dark matter, parallel universes, AI, alternate universe, realities, things like that. Because I feel like there's a lot going on that people don't really talk too much about.
No, it's very true. I mean, the AI revolution has just completely taken over every shape, form, and function. You got AI artists with a $3 million recording contract. You got a whole AI movie, created through AI for AI director. Then you got a whole channel with AI hosts. And I keep saying to people, do y'all not remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at the end of the movie with the Johnny Depp on the Johnny Depp version? That Charlie's dad had to come in and fix the toothpaste.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all really need to be paying attention because let me tell you something. There's only one Gigi now. There's only one Braylon Lee. There's only one Salon. There's only one Q. Okay? And there is no way for example, let's just say Ryan Seacrest was going to leave American Idol, and they said to Ryan, we're going to replace you with AI. Ryan would have every right to be like, you know what? I got the right to leave, but y'all shouldn't do it with AI. And they came to me and said, Braylon, listen, we want you, but we're going to build an AI avatar. And I presented this to Gigi. You know how Gigi will be like, where's ABC's headquarters at? I stay at the hotel. I'm going to go have a nice, long, grown, productive conversation. Let them know you are hosting. Ain't gonna be no AI. It's either gonna be Braylon or nothing at all. Like, y'all need to be paying attention to what's going on out here. Because if AI takes over Hollywood, then what's the point of the Oscars, the Grammys, the Tonys, the Emmys? What's the point of YouTube? What's the point of all the media existing?
Yeah, and it actually is taking over a lot more than people are really understanding. Like they even have they have the self-driving cars out here. Like
yes,
they have
Waymo
the
cars.
Uber. Yeah, they have the Waymo cars out here and stuff. So that's taking over. They even have the little delivery bots that are on out, especially out in LA. You'll see them just down the sidewalk, just doing deliveries. Just so they get a delivery order, they go to the place, pick it up, and deliver it to wherever they have to. So yeah, it's taking over. AI and robots and all that stuff's taking over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for this episode.
Yes, indeed.
So definitely gonna get out of here. We'll see everybody next Saturday.
Yes, indeed.
It's good to be here, and yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody eats a lot and enjoys your family and friends, and just be thankful for everything that you have and all the places that you wouldn't want to be, you're not. So be thankful.
Amen to that. Amen. Love you, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right. Later, buddy.
Absolutely. Love you right back, my friend.
What's up?
Yes, indeed. Y'all, that's our show. Thank you to Inez Mar for being here, Josh for being here, My Sweet for being here. Thank you so much. Also, Linnell Stiller, thank you so much for being here. Lorena Martinez, thank you so much for being here. 67 Chevy, thank you so much for being here. And I am Gila, thank you so much for being here as well. Let me get y'all the Daily Motivator, and then we will head on out of here. Another great review. Another great review. Yes, good night, my sweet. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm glad we were able to get that worked out because, for those of you who don't know, I put a lot of hard work into our channel. So I never want anybody to feel like they're not respected around here. So if you have seen me on YouTube, on panels and chats, even on my own channel, even people who may not agree with me, or they may have agreements with me, even though they cannot tell you why they have agreements with me at all, because I really drink my water, mind my black-owned business, and go on tour. And I really do try to support people who deserve it, but I also do wish everybody well. Everybody knows when you come over here, you are protected, you are respected, and you always have a good time. We make sure everybody feels seen, heard, and embraced. I don't think there's not even one person that can even tell you that I've had a bad show or they've had a bad time over here. So much love to you, my sweet. I'm glad we were able to get that worked out. So let's get the Daily Motivator up here, and then we'll head on out. All right, here we go. Appreciation can make a day, even change a life. Your willingness to put it into words is all that is necessary. Mark Cousins, very, very well said there. It's time for a Daily Motivator for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. Clean out the clutter. Clean out the clutter in your life. Make room for excellence, achievement, and fulfillment. Let go of what holds you back, what muddles your thinking, what wastes your time. Step away from what traps you in dependency. Free up large swaths of time, space, resources, mental bandwidth, and spiritual energy. Discover how much of it all you can put to much better use. going in on 1,000 different meaningless directions seriously dilutes your power. Decide instead to focus that power in purposeful and fulfilling ways. Replace clutter and distraction with clarity and commitment. Experience the persistent boost in your energy, your enthusiasm, and your effectiveness. There's ample room in your existence for a whole lot more goodness. Clean out the clutter, replace it with substance, and give your moments more meaning, more fulfillment than ever before. Well, let's talk about it. With Ready to Love, it's always interesting how watching Ready to Love will help you clean out the clutter mentally of what you believe for dating. And I think that's the reason why some of us are still so stuffed up or stuffy when it comes to dating, is because we believe what we want. And that's got to be it. And as Gigi said earlier in this live, just because you want what you want doesn't mean you can avoid what you need. So the first thing about cleaning out the clutter, recognize mental clutter needs to be cleaned out first. Mental clutter needs to be cleaned out first. Mental clutter needs to be cleaned out first. That's the first thing I will tell you. Second thing I will tell you all is replace clutter and distraction with clarity and commitment. The only way you will gain clarity about anything you're going through is based on what you're committing yourself to. If you're committing yourself to being a good mom or a good dad, then the clarity you'll get is, oh, you know what? I don't need to be out here late at night. If you are committed to being a college student, then maybe you need to recognize that, hey, you know what? Maybe once a week I need to go walking so I can have an outlet so I won't get stressed in my classes. So what you commit to will determine your clarity. What you will commit to will determine your clarity. What you will commit to will determine your clarity. And finally, the last thing I will say to y'all, because we always do it in 3 points. Give your moments more meaning, more fulfillment than ever before. In order for something to be fulfilling, in order for something to have meaning, you have to care about it. We have been on this stream for 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 35 seconds because we've had something to talk about. But also, too, in the same token, we've been able to talk about anything and everything because there's a space here for it. So whatever somebody else may think about, oh, that stream is too long, or oh, you doing this, that, or third, like Steve Harvey said, don't let anybody who has nothing tell you about your something. Don't let anybody who has nothing tell you about your something. Don't let anybody tell you who you should be and you're something when they have nothing. Okay? Just keeping it a buck, because there's a lot of pretenders out here that say that they this, that, and the third, and they ain't got shit. And if you compare them to somebody else, I promise you, you don't have to scream about how much you are a content creator, child. Because all I gotta do is take your channel and my channel and look at it. Like we always say at the end of our anthem, anybody can be a creator, but it takes somebody to be an artist. And with that being said, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say 1 point special, because you are always one of a blessing. Trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. We have spent time with you, right? Know what you do and do what you know. Never say 1 more special, because you are always more blessing. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll rise great together. And always remember, you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or child, you're just not being an Emily or a Christina. Make sure the replay is not just ready for you to watch it, not just ready for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. We love you. We value. We embrace you all. Always remember, our see love, God give it, our see love, God give it, our see love, God give it, or our obstacles you have overcome, where our success you have achieved upon this particular day. We are extremely proud of you. When no one else is proud of you, be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, I will just say this. This is a version of dating, but that doesn't mean it's the right format for you. Always recognize if somebody is not adding to your episode order for you to want to experience more things, cut them out your season. Okay? Cut them out your season. Cut them out your season. With With that being said, one love, much love, all love. We feel love is in the right back to you. Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day. That was for the day. That's coming for the blessings all the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. We feel the love and we send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make.
Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child Braylon over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child